Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, once again, thank you for joining us for the DTX Weekly Tournament. I am here with, you know him and you love him, our co-host here, Flam, and is also here for our picks breakdown, Tyler, to kind of go over and see a lot of the new stuff, the new patches, and enjoy a lot of the new ups and downs of the patch. Thanks for joining me, guys. Oh, sorry. It looks like it's not picking up the audio capture for you guys. Let me make sure that that is working. One second. Flam, can we hear you now?
Check, check, check. Am I good to
Perfect.
go?
You're good to go. Tyler, can we hear you?
Hello? I'm
Yeah,
over here.
both your audios are live. Thank you once again for both joining me.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, so happy to be at another Turbo Brawl here on Sunday night. And this time, there have been some changes, haven't there, Galix? We have a point system. Is that correct?
Absolutely, absolutely. So we have formed with the massive growth that we've been seeing and all the people that are very excited watching. We've created a new league point system that is going to run for 8-week intervals. What this is basically we have special points for players that go above and beyond accomplishing certain goals throughout the matches and adding that extra level of spice. You know, we have points for first, of course, placement is everything. Winning gets you a lot of points, but that's not the only thing we're trying to break down here. You know, we're trying to create a really fun, engaging environment for our player base that is sprawled out from all the way from 100 MMR all the way up to 8K MMR. So we have points for 10K healing, points for tanking 10K or 100K damage, you know, people who are spending a lot of their gold supporting on the map, people who are getting the most assists, and of course, we can't forget our carries that win the games, you know, most damage dealt for each team, you know, that's a bonus point for them. So, and then we have two rotating challenges that are going to change with each week to keep things fresh. Flam, do you want to go over what those two challenges are for this week?
So this week, I believe at least one of the challenges is to go an entire game without dying. Is that correct?
Correct. Raid boss is what we're going to call that tonight.
Yeah, so I think that'll be worth 3 points. So it's quite a big bounty. It's very difficult if you play Dota, you know, to survive an entire game without dying. You either have to stop very hard or be incredibly good with your positioning, especially as a support. So kind of a fun, very difficult objective there. And I believe the other one is stacking camps. Is that correct?
Exactly. We're doing a point for each 3 camps stacked. We do have a maximum on that. You know, we don't want people just sitting in the jungle for 45 minutes. That's not a really exciting game. So we do have it maxed out at 5 points total. So if you stack 15 camps over the course of the 4 games tonight, you're going to get a bonus 5 points added to your structure.
Yeah, so a nice little reward for the supports who are probably not going to get that 0 deaths. But we'll see if anybody can get all of those point bonuses. That would be quite the feat. I'm excited to see how it changes the game and what kind of silly shenanigans we see over the course of this tournament, as well as our typical, very exciting gameplay matchups between some very strong players like we had in previous weeks.
Absolutely. I want to take this time before we go ahead and start the games tonight. I want to thank our sponsor, Green Step Logistics, as well as Wusong Gaming. They have stepped up and made this point structure possible with prize support, as well as taking the time to go ahead and make sure that we have all the tools we need to, you know, have this thing up and running. Also, Flam, did you have anything that you wanted to promote tonight?
Yeah, just wanted to quickly shout out. I will be streaming this on Flam Dota at Twitch TV. We'll be streaming this every week. That is my Twitch channel. And also a shout out DTX Guild for hosting this. And then I also have my own guild, MMR Alchemy. We host workshops twice every week. Please look us up in the Dota client. We'd love to have you join us.
Absolutely, absolutely. Tyler, what are you seeing the changes? You know, we're in week 2 of this patch and the map changes and everything. What are you seeing in the drafts right now? What are you seeing like in the changes in the picks and like how the game is played?
Like I see a lot of like map changes definitely. Like I've noticed wards are like warding is gonna be like a little bit more challenging because of all the cliffs and stuff they've changed. You can still ward in decently good spots, but you gotta be careful when you're warding not to block camps. Um, Another thing to keep in mind is with all the camp changes, You have to know which camps you can actually take and which ones you can't take.
Oh, the dreaded purple hoof stomper with the root on attack is back, if I'm correct, right?
Yes, they are. They're in the middle of the map.
That's so miserable.
And a quick
Lamp.
warning to Lifestealer players, that does root you through Rage. So it will cancel your TP. I'm not definitely talking from personal experience. It's definitely not a traumatic memory for me. So yeah, keep that in mind. The Prowlers, everyone's favorites. Everyone's favorite.
Love them or hate them, they're back.
Keep in mind that Lifestealer also can no longer eat Ancients unless you have the Face It.
That's true. Absolutely, you need that Gore Storm fast in order to eat the Ancient, so you have to face that Prowler down 1v1 or 3v1 rather.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we do have a choice. Oh, sorry, guys, I don't mean to interrupt, but we do have a choice in our matches tonight. We have Forbidden versus Faz, BKB versus O'Marks, and my personal choice that I would like to go watch is Kettle of Ketchup versus OP.
I think I would like to see Kettle of Ketchup versus OP. I think we'll see some very interesting drafts in that game.
Absolutely. So I'm very excited to see that as well. I think we should go back to, let's leave this lobby and go ahead and get into theirs. Whoa, no, we don't want to queue. Sorry to interrupt, but back to where we were.
Right. So this meta started out, at least in the pro scene, having a very kind of set pool of heroes, seeing a lot of Lifestealer, Tiny, but it's gotten a little more colorful. There's still some very strong items. Vanguard into Halberd is very strong in the off lane. Glimmer Cape is still very strong, and we build a lot of heroes. But some of the stronger heroes from last patch are now not being picked as much, and so we're seeing a little more variety. And the biggest winners are Abaddon in the off lane. We're seeing Nightstalker make a slight resurgence, Bristleback. But our meta in turbo tournaments here is a little bit different. So even though we have a pro scene to study where we see certain picks coming out, I'd say we have some small overlaps, but for the most part, it's pretty different here. We have some star players with specific hero pools. We're going to see some Weaver players tonight. We're going to see some Muerta players tonight. And it's really going to depend on the specific matchups and how the drafts go to see how this meta develops today. As you know, it's a week is an eternity in Dota. A lot has happened between now and then. So I think a lot of the players in this tournament have probably adjusted their approach to the patch. And we're only really going to get to see how that plays out tonight as it goes. As people understand each other's strats more, have come to a better understanding of what heroes they like in this patch, maybe we'll see some people branch out a bit.
We'll also see a lot of meta hero picks, like example, Dragon Knight probably might get picked or banned.
I feel like in this patch, we've really just traded one Frost support for another. I really just feel like Winter Wyvern has been absolutely exploding in this patch. It also feels miserable to go against, almost like some of the Lich plays that we've seen. You can almost trade those hat for some of the Lich plays we've seen in past events.
Yeah, they removed the Face It for Winter that used to give her more healing and mana to her teammates, but they gave her a double alt cast, which is pretty insane if you can manage to hit a carry or a support and just make their life as miserable as possible.
Yeah, Wyvern is definitely making a resurgence, sometimes even as a core. Her new facet on her ulti is very interesting. Sometimes it can lead into entire team wipes. I think another support we're seeing a lot right now is Warlock, who we'll also see in these turbo games. Warlock seems just like he gives so much to a team fight. He has so many strong options to either go for the increased damage on his golems, or the facet that gives him bonus experience with kills that he can consume. And that gets him to a 6 that much quicker. He has the crazy AoE slow. So many fights happening where normally you would think of Warlock maybe 4 years ago as kind of a slow support. He just has a lot of options now to contribute early. And you'll find him racking up damage in fights, sometimes even bigger than the carry or the mid, just because Fatal Bonds is so strong of a spell. So I imagine we'll see some Warlock tonight too.
Fatal Bonds with the imps is absolutely devastating, especially when you're slowed and then on top of being slowed, you have a golem just thrown into the battle, and you just don't know what to do other than run.
Another
Looks
big
like
winner in this patch is Jakiro, and especially in a Kettle of Ketchup game, I imagine we'll see Jakiro. That hero's facet with the Ice Path makes it so much stronger even, and he both has
two
access to
studs.
both Liquid Fire and Liquid Frost as a tool in the lane. He no longer has to choose between them. He has both options available, not simultaneously, but you can choose one or the other every time it's off cooldown. So Jakiro is seeing a lot of play and enabled by offlaners like Darkseer, who are getting played a lot more. Probably not going to see too much Darkseer tonight. I think we're more likely to see Centaur, Axe, Tidehunter. Tidehunter very strong right now. And that could still work very well following up Ravage with Macropyre, for example. Lots of wombo combo potential to look for.
Tidehunter got buffed. He got what is it? Isn't it a shield, if I'm not mistaken? To his Kraken Shell.
Yeah, he can activate Kraken Shell to double his damage block at the cost of movement speed now.
Okay.
So basically, what was it? The armor, the shield plate that from the old neutral item. What was that called? The one that gives you the bonus armor at the cost of move speed.
Oh, Craggy Coats.
Yeah, yeah. So they
it's
basically
similar in
gave
principle. Yeah, absolutely.
Pretty much what it is. It's basically a Craggy Coat to his effect. Lose movement speed, lose a little bit of mobility, but gain more tankiness. So that would be good if, like, say, like, team's diving you and you're cornered and you're like praying for your Ravage to come up within 3 seconds. You might have just enough time to get your Ravage off.
Alrighty, and it looks like we're about to get started here with Kettle of Ketchup versus OP. You know, these guys, we've seen them play together side by side before. You know, seeing them against each other is a very, very interesting place to be, you know, all things considered. Who do you think? Who do you think's the favorite in this one, guys?
I don't know, but Wu just messaged and said they need somebody to fill.
Oh, it looks like one of the sub games is going to rotate out. Let me have. I'll worry about that. Let's worry about the draft on this one.
Sounds good.
Let's see here. So, who do you guys think is the favorite in this match one?
I think I favor Tasty Tango's Kettle Ketchup's team.
Yeah, I think so.
I find Unreal's to punch above his weight in these games a lot. Chemical Zero as well. And Mickey can be a very, very strong player if his hero pool is maintained. So if they prioritize Minky's favorite picks, I think they could just have a stronger late game carry potential than OP's team.
Yeah, they would have to counter like his picks that he picks in order to do that.
Very exciting to see things here. Looks like we're rotating in right now. All right, Tyler. This is the exciting part here. These bands that come out right out of the gate, you know, Kettle of Ketchup and OP, very, very good players that we see, especially when it comes to like the core mechanics of the game, you know.
Beautiful person with a charming
Yeah,
personality.
I'm pretty sure they're probably gonna ban out Kettle's Jakiro.
I feel like that might be a greedy play this early into the matchup tonight, you know. Like I feel like they're more going to just limit the core players.
Of Mickey's, so they're gonna ban out Weaver, they're gonna ban out Spectre, they're gonna ban out like things like that to try and limit his pool and put him in like
Winter Wyvern for the first ban, and the Rubik, cutting out Kettle's Rubik right out of the gate.
And there's the Jakiro. It's gone. As I said.
Well, when you're right, you're right.
Plenty of time to
yeah.
you love them if that's what's in your heart.
We're starting in 5 seconds. Dire gets the ban.
And there's Dragonite, just as I suspected. I said Dragonite was going to be gone as well.
Dire gets the ban.
Absolutely, very exciting lineup already from the beginning. No
There's
Nature's
Weaver
Prophet.
There's Weaver gone. So
We're all
will
excited
see
not to
Weaver.
see Nature's in the game, that's for sure.
I don't know. You know, look. Kettle has some very interesting builds.
3.
His Nature's Prophet is a bit unorthodox, and I have had conversations with him about it. So it might feel like a waste of a
Unorthodox.
ban.
Much like Chemical Zero's hooks on Pudge are very unorthodox. Yes.
Oh yes, absolutely. You hook your allies. It gets them out of
I have
bad
to know- I have
situations.
You know, a small observation here: the dragons are getting hit really hard at these bans. Do you think this is a case of anti-dragon racism coming out from these teams, or is this? I mean, it just seems
Warlock.
unfair. You know?
At
I
least
can-
Warlock went through.
Warlock, very strong support pick coming right out of the gate here. You know, that's probably
They're not offended by the people who like to wear robes because Warlock came through.
Yeah. It just doesn't seem equitable to me. I mean, at least let like one of the Jakiro heads go through. You know, like the hero could be balanced if they let just the ice head through, and you know a Macropyre. I think that would be fair.
Well, the counterpoint to that, right, is we also have the option for, an Ogre Magi pick here, with the Jakiro cosmetics to sneak in an under the radar dragon pick.
True.
You know, I think that'd be an acceptable compromise for sure. They could also only allow one Ogre Magi head in, just to bring everything to the same level. I don't just ideas. I think it's important to have affirmative drafting in Dota. And there they banned the fairy dragons, so this is just further evidence, honestly, of
and
the
there's
systemic
goat.
issues
There's
at
the
hand.
goat named Ricky. The goat named Ricky is gone.
We
And
do
Witch
see the
Doctor's
Warlock
the
come
pick.
out. So basically, the laundry list of the strong supports: the Jakiro, the Wyvern, and now the Warlock did escape that and has made it in. So Warlock and Witch Doctor, both the W supports, going for the W in the straight matchup between Tasty Tango's MMR Alchemy. I'm
And there
curious
goes
if we're going to
Night
see some early core picks now.
There goes Night
What do you
Stalker.
think?
I feel like we're gonna get some core picks out next because like some of these players have limited pools, so like I feel like they're gonna try and pick their characters out right out the start. Because the two supports have already been picked, so we got Witch Doctor and we got Warlock. Witch Doctor very good at CCing and doing a lot of AoE damage, providing he doesn't get interrupted, and Warlock just absolutely devastating in team fights if you just stand there and ignore him.
There's the
Abaddon.
Abaddon we talked about as well. Abaddon very strong right now. Going a little greedier in builds from the offlane, kind of building a semi-core, sometimes with Radiance, usually with Orb of Corrosion and Echo Saber. And it feels so bad to have an Abaddon running at you with that passive. And you can't even fight back because he just pops his ulti and heals. And sometimes he'll just blink away afterwards, and you
Another
cannot
thing
stop it.
I've realized about Abaddon is Abaddon's shield is a mass dispel, which means any stun that you do regarding teammates, like if there was a Shadow Shaman stunning the Witch Doctor, you can just put a shield on the Witch Doctor and the shackle ends. So it's kind of miserable playing against Abaddon if you're playing a stunner, like a Pudge, a Primal, anything that has like a long stun duration. Abaddon can just easily shield and dispel it.
And immediately coming in with the counter pick here with the Ancient Apparition. Like, that is...
That is a very good pick to counter the Abaddon ulti with.
Well, it also slows down the Witch Doctor here, too. Like,
Yeah.
with his passive healing, it depends on which facet he goes. What do you think they're trying to protect over here with their draft over with Kettle? Like they've knocked out a large portion of the heroes that, like, we've seen him with his signature plays here. What direction do you think they're going to try and take this for the Radiant?
I think they're going for like, from what I've noticed, if I look at Tasty Tango's team, it seems to be a lot of AoE damage, a lot of CC, a lot of slows. So they're looking for probably like a mid-early to mid-late game because Chaos Knight is absolutely devastating. I don't know if you know that he got a new facet that allows him to stun 2 people at once.
Dyer's choice.
Very interesting line here. The Tide Hunter. It just seems like it's a back and forth of the counter plays here. You know, the Witch Doctor into the Warlock, the AA into the Abaddon, you know, Tide Hunter into the Chaos Knight. You know, it just seems like this is just so like back and forth already on the draft.
Each one of them just keeps trying to counterplay the other one. Like
5 seconds.
Anchor Smash will kind of deal with Chaos Knight decently. I don't think it will be like detrimental to Chaos Knight because there's so many clones to deal with, but I think that it will definitely slow Chaos Knight down, along with if Tidehunter gets his Ag and his Shard, he could definitely be very annoying to Chaos Knight because that dead in the water is very annoying to deal with.
Absolutely. Can definitely have a lot of different impacts on the games here. You know, it's one of the things that we'd like to see is these exciting a PA pick. Ooh.
And that's something we haven't seen in a while.
Battle Fury is really good in this lineup.
She recently got buffed and nerfed at the same time, so it's be interesting to see how she does.
How do you feel the buffs versus the nerfs line up in this particular matchup?
5 seconds.
I feel like the blur buff was really good. I feel like the crit debuff I didn't think was that necessary because the thing to keep in mind about PA is very strong, but PA is also countered by breaks. So like Viper example, as you see Vipers coming in to counter the PA, MKB's stealth characters can easily just sneak up on PA and delete her if they have the proper items and the proper and long enough stuns to keep her away from using her initial kit to where she can actually kill things like smoke cloud or like just something to isolate her and keep her where she can't like BKB or something like that, like a sheep stick or something like that could be very devastating to deal with. Even a halberd, but I still think sheep stick is probably better than halberd, even though it's more expensive. It's still more beneficial, but halberd is also good because it's cheaper and a support can buy it for less gold value. So I think halberd's still good.
Absolutely. And then also we see the Glimmer Capes are still really good in the matchups on these cores right now. You know, Viper pick here, you know, with a passive break with the ultimate already in there for their lineup. Good for the Tide Hunter, good for the PA. You know, it could be a very potentially devastating core up against the Dire on this lineup. Coming out with the ban on Huskar and on Queen of Pain, and the ban on Silencer coming out too. Where do you think Tangos is going to try and lock out any last minute picks on this one here? Where do you think they need to go?
So far from what I've seen, they've got 2 potential tanks on the enemy team, so they're gonna probably ban out most likely either another DPS or no, there we go. Dazzle's gone. I was gonna say Dazzle might be a good investment to take out. And their last pick is going to be Tinker.
Tinker?
Tinker is a support. He's very good at being a support. With his shields, his rearming, the fact that he doesn't need boots, and he just goes Holy Locket and just heals his teammates with his marching machines and his locket.
Absolutely. Marching Machines is a great pushing as well as a great farming item, like, you know, or farming ability that you can get.
And that laser is going to be very hard for the PA to deal with because she's going to probably going to have to buy an MKB this game because Tinker's going to perma laser her.
That is true. That is true. Like, it's a lot of grit to chew from here, and you know they protected it very well with the Silencer and the Ricky and the Puck bans here. You know, keeping out the crowd control that's just going to let them freely cast their spells here. You know, it's forcing the Dire to pick items over here to put them in a very strong position. Storm Spirit, a very powerful initiator for their backline over here, can pick off 3 of the main backlines, but he's going to really have to rely on the PA and the Abaddon to really deal with the Viper and the Chaos Knight on the front line.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I feel like if Storm Spirit can like jump in and like grab them, and then Tide Ravages, Witch Doctor ulties, and then PA just cleans up, it might be a good it might be a good fight, but the thing to keep in mind is they do have a warlock that can also prevent all those plays from happening just by pressing R.
Absolutely. Well, it's going to be a very exciting game to come, therefore, for sure. Tyler, thank you for taking the time with the picks breakdown for this game. If you guys have any questions, feel free to join us in the DTX lobby. You know, Tyler will be in there answering all the questions that you guys have directly related to the game.
Yep, I shall be doing just that. Thanks for having me.
Tyler, we'll talk to you after the game, bud.
Sounds good.
What a draft here, Flam. It's a really interesting lineup that we see coming out of the gate here.
Yeah, this Tinker pick is a bit of a curveball for me. I don't know if I've seen Kettle play this before. Is this a mid Tinker? It seems to me like it could be.
Hey, it very potentially could be. I don't think Tinker mid has been, you know, it's been off the table for a very, very long time. You know, it's very nice to kind of see, you know, once again one of our more creative players bring it back to the table here, so to speak.
Yeah, he did see some slight buffs to the shrink rate damage, but otherwise remains fundamentally pretty unchanged. Besides the reversions back to the normal Martian Machines, style Tinker, and missing the rockets of old. I do think the problem with Tinker is they didn't ban out the Storm. Storm Spirit pretty strong against Tinker. Can find him in the trees. Can chase after him when he teleports away when his shield expires. He might struggle this game. If he doesn't have a very strong laning phase, the Storm could just feed on him repeatedly. So I'm a little concerned for the Tinker this game. I do think, in general, too, just the Dire draft is a little bit stronger fundamentally, has more of those puzzle pieces I look for in a team, and that very strong Tide as a core from the offlane to provide team fight that's difficult to fight into. We'll see how it develops. But I'm leaning towards MMR Alchemy in this.
I would be with you. I do think you are a little bit of bias here, though. You know, OP is is one of your members of the guild in the MMR Academy over there, so I think there might be a little bit of bias. But I agree with you here. You know, they have a very good draft over here, but also we've seen Kettle come completely out of left fields with these completely unorthodox and very, very unconventional builds that you just don't know how to play around, and that could be very devastating, you know, for some of these high level players. Like, you know, you're used to controlling your builds and going around like what people traditionally do. It's a saying that we have in the poker world. It's like, you know, you cannot play you cannot play a perfect game against imperfect players, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes you train for the orthodox, and when you're met with the unorthodox, it can be unexpected and it can put you off guard, and you can make mistakes. And I'm really curious to see the approach to Tinker and what kind of unholy abominations we see in Kettle Ketchup's inventory. But whatever it is, it's going to be hard to expect, and maybe that's enough to throw the mid laner of MMR Alchemy off of the sense and maybe catch him off guard before they can get the right defensive item.
If he does build an Octarine core, I am banning him from these events, though.
I mean, that's only fair. It is kind of a grief, I would say. Yeah, generally.
Some would say that is Kettle's favorite item to build. For those of you watching on the stream, we're waiting. They're doing some arrangements here on the teams to make sure everything's good to go. So the game has not started yet. We haven't forgotten. I see your comments. We appreciate them here in the chat, but the game has not started yet. It should be starting here in the next 2 minutes. Just some last minute bathroom breaks. Very excited, however, to see Unreal's on his signature AA into a match that rewards a good AA player. Where do you think we can see some lines here?
Yeah, I think AA might have a nice role in keeping the Abaddon down from tanking quite so much. Might struggle a bit with mobility on the enemy team, because as AA you kind of want to play from the back line. So if you get jumped, you'll just die. And Abaddon, of course, like, it doesn't mean too much if you ulti him and he just kills you anyways, because he can shield to block the damage from the ticks of your ulti. So it's kind of a counter, but maybe not as much as one would initially suspect. I don't know. It depends on the lanes. AA not the best laner. If he loses lane, things could fall apart really quickly for him.
Absolutely. It looks like they're going to go ahead and get the game started now. So let's go ahead and get the live feed up and running. Once again, I want to thank Flam for co-hosting with us tonight. Feel free to give their guild a check out. The MMR Academy team here representing them tonight from what we've seen with OP playing. Once again, thank you for taking the time to be here with us tonight, Flam.
Yeah, always happy to cast these tournaments. Thanks for organizing them. I will do my best not to be too biased in my casting.
Hey. I am also a little bit biased over here, towards you guys. Sir AA is a member of my old guild, the Goob Squad. One thing they say about DTX, it's kind of the retirement home for the old Goobs Guild. We used to play probably about 2 or 3 years ago. Shorzy, if you're out there, I miss you, buddy. Hope things are going well. But we've got a lot of the old Goob Squad over here, so it's good to see him playing. I haven't played with him in quite a bit. Very excited to see some old faces come out and play with us tonight. If you're interested in getting involved with these events, feel free to check out our Discord link. You're more than happy to hop in some games. And, we'd love to have you in some of these events, too.
It looks like this is going to be a Tinker mid.
Very exciting to see.
All right, get ready.
Chemical Zero on the carry Chaos Knight, and Minky, is this an off-lane Viper? Not 100% sure on the
Could
roles
potentially
here.
be. Chemical Zero really does go for the pause 1 play in this lineup, I feel. It looks like they are rotating towards top with the Dire as well. Dire is smoked up. They are putting themselves in a really good position here. Sir AA on his PA, Law on the Abaddon over here, and OP on his signature Tidehunter as well. So it's going to be a very interesting game, to say the least. I feel like the off lanes are really going to decide this more than the safe lanes are going to be, just because of how these off laners are playing.
Already the smoke's clashing at this Watcher. Looks like it's going to be a fight over this rune. They are circling back behind.
Let's get started.
The Witch
They are going to
Doctor.
lose their deep rune.
If not, copyright 2020.
Oh, they get off on the AA. Unreals gets the slow off. Kettle of Ketchup putting himself in a position. Law's wrapping around. They're going to turn around. Bubble goes out. OP gets the stun. Law has got so much ability for tank. OP going in with the body block. It looks like Law's going to just walk out of here pretty much unscathed. Ooh, he gets another pip off. Chemical Zero can put himself in a position to get the stun here. They are in too deep, and they're trying to keep their head above water. Holy moly, what an engagement. PA gets a free wave up at top.
Incredibly, nobody dies in that entire engagement. So even with the CK stun coming out, potentially the Viper slow, yeah, Abaddon just able to purge it off and walk away.
Absolutely. Well, there could just also be the bias for our evening that we have here. The no death bonus these guys are after. They're not as eager to dive a tier 1 tower at under a minute. So it does look like it is a Minky safe lane. It is the Chaos Knight off lane over here. They're putting themselves in a really aggressive position. The Warlock upheaval with Minky's acid spray can put a lot of damage in a short amount of time here. The Witch Doctor's already in a really bad spot with the low health right now. They're having to level the healing for level 2, so that really shuts down their kill potential in the off lane.
Yeah, lingering just a little bit too long in that Warlock slow, and suddenly there goes your health pool. All the creeps chasing you, dealing that damage, the imps chasing after you, the fatal bonds, stacks up so quickly.
I do feel that Warlock's power spike at level 2 is probably one of the strongest in the game right now, even with all the updates and all the changes in the game. I firmly believe Warlock is probably the strongest level 2 hero in the game.
He's pretty good in the lane, yeah. He just fatal bonds the enemy heroes to their creep wave, and they take quite a bit of free damage. Things going out. Looks like we'll start to see a pull soon in the Tidehunter lane.
Mid lane's looking to be pretty even right now. If we go to last hits denies, Tinker is struggling with the right clicks here versus the Storm Spirit. Just the burst damage that he has from the overload just to secure those last hits on the range creep puts him in a really positive lane swing is what I guess I would call it here for this type of matchup.
Yeah, I think Storm is winning this. And as soon as Storm hits 6, then it's going to be a rough time for Tinker. Tinker doesn't have too many defenses. I think I'd like to see a gank on this Storm before he hits 6, but maybe it won't happen.
Yeah,
CK is struggling up top.
which is fine because it's also the counterbalance on bottom lane. Like they're shoving really hard. They're being hyper aggressive. You know, the Witch Doctor has had to burn like his level and his power spikes on the healing just to have sustainability in lane versus buying the items. You know, it's not putting them in a good position up here. You know, AA could very easily close out on Reels here in a matter of seconds with the Lost Bubble. They have the potential to dive towers at level 4.
Well, Zero happier with his lane equilibrium. Hopefully we'll get some last hits now. Does salve up. Bottom lane, Minky and Asukagama staying at pretty high health. Pretty passive lane. Everyone's at full resources almost, except for OP's a little low on mana. He's, of course, this Krill Eater facet, so not going to be the strongest right away. Doesn't have any immediate effect from his facet. In fact, it's a bit of a negative, but if they get some sacks going, he'll start to be a force in the mid game with a Vlad's or a Blink.
Kettle has 6 now. He's being very aggressive with this laser. He has it almost maxed out at level 3 right now, pushing back the Storm Spirit in a position where he doesn't want to engage with his shield up. Very easily could turn back and leave at any point as well. You know, not really the type you want to engage with.
Yeah,
OP
he has caught
also
up
running
very
low on
well in the
mana.
last hits.
Looks like we have the rotation coming towards bottom. You know, the Storm Spirit's coming in. He has, what, 7 charges on a wand and a mango as well. He has the mana. OP going in. Miki's going to get sucked in. He's going to get the zip zap. They're going to throw it back out. Maledict instantly drops him down for first blood. They're going to turn back around, going back in on the Warlock. He is running low on mana. Tinker's coming bottom. He's going in with the shield. He's going to turn this potentially back down. Upheaval is going to deal a bunch of damage. Kitty close it out. Kettle goes out with the Q. Witch Doctor may go down for this as well. Rearm's coming back out. March of Machines, can he get the Q off in time? He's got the... Looks like he's going to be able to walk out of that and not cost a double kill, but that is really unfortunate for the Storm Spirit, losing those Galvanized stacks when he just got them.
Yeah, very nice counter rotation from the Tinker. At first I thought that was going to be a free win for the Storm. He does get the first blood gold, which is nice, but yeah, losing those Galvanized stacks really hurts, as you said. And now we have a fight happening at the Lotus. It looks
Rumble
like
in
a
the
bad night.
jungle.
Here comes Storm.
Coming back in, completely punishing Chemical Zero for that. Sir A hits that level 6 power spike. Gonna rotate back up for the Law. Law has 6 as well. That is 866 going into the Tinker, who is 9. Unreals does not have his ult yet. They are not in a position to contest the potential regen that comes out from the Abaddon in this lane. Absolutely blasting AA with that laser. And then can easily just return back to base. He's got the bottle. He can go fill it back up. He can keep his team sustained here. You know, this is the power spike from the old Tinker that we missed so much. Ooh, coming in, gets the laser off.
Tied, but he's not quite there.
They do have the Warlock ult going in.
They're going to commit for this tower, it looks like. He does have to be careful not to feed the Golem. It is
That's a lot
tanky,
of
but it
gold.
is not invincible. Yeah. He's going to micro it away here, so it should be fine. Pushing in with the catapult.
Ult's out to take the free gold in there. Maledict does get out on Minky, but I don't think they're in a position to follow it up here. Looks like the Tinker's coming in. He smells someone low. This Tinker's playing like a Bloodseeker in this type of matchup.
Yeah, he does have his Blink Dagger up already, so his mobility is good to go. But leaving Storm to freeform in the mid lane, so they better
like
commit to this fight to this tower, or maybe it's not the best use of time.
He's more aggressive right now because, you know, the kill and losing the initial galvanized stacks on the Storm Spirit is putting him in a bad position where they have to kind of regroup and rebuild the mana regen. Like, losing 3 stacks this early in the game can be very hard for a Storm Spirit. I know you speak from that firsthand as a Storm Spirit player.
Yeah, Storm, I mean, it's not the end of your game, and you get it. You'll get the stacks back later in the game. You're still going to farm fine, but like maybe you kind of have to go the mana regen talent instead of the more aggressive one. Maybe you have to get a second item before you can make plays. It just slows you down, right? And Storm likes to play fast with the team on the team ganks. and on the tower
Storm
rotations.
going in on Unreals. Unreals does not have the mana to escape, gets the Q blast out, instantly dropping down. He does get the freeze off. Chemical Zero not in a position to re-engage in this. Kettle is low on mana here, can't really engage on the 4 heroes up top.
There we go. There's one stack back. Looks like they are gunning for this tower, but they have to contend against March of the Machine, so it might slow them down here.
They do have the Abaddon
No
bubble
ravage.
here, putting them in a really good position for them to be an aggressive pusher this game with the Abaddon.
Yeah, Storm's just gonna relent and go back to farming mid.
PA drops back to the jungle here. Once again, like these types of games that we see with these types of players, you know, it's still very little has happened in the first 8 to 9 minutes of this game, but I feel like we're 2 to 3 minutes from all hell breaking loose in these types of fights, knowing the history of these
And
players.
even though not a lot has happened, there is a significant advantage building up for the Dire. We see PA has her Battle Fury. She's going to start flash farming. CK very, very far from having anything like that. He's going to fall behind pretty quickly here as stacks start being taken, as the jungle is cleared by the Phantom Assassin.
Is looking for the pick on Minky down here.
Well.
OP circling back in. Oh, he's by himself. They could easily go in and get this. This would be huge. Tinker's coming in. He sees the blink. They're going in. We got 2 rotations coming in. The ult comes out, stops him from being able to save him. Can he follow up on this play? No, he's restocked. He's rearming. He's going back in. He does have the potential to come in and follow out on this. Rock's going back up, getting pulled back into the play here. Laser could potentially go out. He does have the Kraken shell to just break all of these. This is the one person you don't want to try and run down. He's just so tanky. But they do end up closing that out.
Gotta love that he went back for the last hits on the creep camp and almost walked away regardless.
Yeah.
That is a real Tidehunter moment for sure. That is a difficult hero to kill. But he does die eventually, so worth it in the end.
Krill Feeder, they do need the levels. They trade their Tidehunter for the top tower here. PA looking for a position to get in. He does have Bubble. He does have Laser. The Q's coming back out. He can't get him to pull back in it. He can very easily turn this fight on AA with the Laser. Like, what you were talking about, he can't do anything in this position. This could potentially go down for the Witch Doctor, too. That gets the stun off, goes down. Law is also way out of position over here. They could potentially run him down. He does have his ultimate, so it looks like they're just going to let him go out of here.
Yeah, pretty big misstep from the PA, not respecting the mischance from the Laser. Laser basically stopping you from doing any sort of physical damage. And as Phantom Assassin, that is all of your damage. So you need a BKB before you can fight the Tinker straight up like that. And that's going to be another level. Tinker is now level 14 and slowing down the farm quite a bit of that PA who just died. So not what you want to see with Dire still ahead, but maybe a little bit less of an advantage than before after that.
How are we looking on item timings right now with the farm on our carries and cores this game?
Yeah, so the CK does have his Orchid, and he's going to be opting for the Banta to help with Dispel. He's expecting a Storm Orchid. Storm is gone for a pretty typical build with the Witchblade and the Kaya. So lots of mana regen, lots of damage, builds off that naturally high and helps the sustain and farming. Abba kind of all over the place with the items. I'm not really sure what he's going for here. It looks like a Glimmer Keep will be coming out. And Tidehunter is done with the Vlads and the Mage Slayer, so very tinky. They're looking to group up as a team here with this timing, while CK is still behind, and while Tinker is
they
still
have the
trying to
ward
farm
over there. It
flags.
gets the pick off on Reels. Another stack for the Storm Spirit. Very well placed ward for the Dire back there, getting those easy picks on those sneaky little supports that try to sneak out the back way.
We have hit a major power spike though for the Tinker with the Ags coming out, so tons of damage from the laser bouncing all around. I believe that's how that still works. It's a shrink ray now.
Upgrades Tinker's laser
so
to Shrink Ray, reducing the main target side current health and maximum health by 15%. Stacking.
yeah.
And it bounces
So I think
once.
they're just gonna settle here after that tower and a few kills. I think they want BKB on the Phantom Assassin before they make another play. So maybe a 4-man squad going around with the Tide and the Storm. They'll look for things like Tormentor, which they're doing right now, it looks like. Then we'll grab that Tormentor free shard for Daragor and the Witch Doctor. That's very nice.
Voodoo Switcheroo is one of the best buttons to press when the Chaos Knight is gripping you.
I'm not really sure what item timings the Radiant are waiting on. Minky has gone a very, very defensive build as the one position Viper. It's just Hurricane Pike done, no Orchid or anything. Very far away from the BKB, but probably opting for that next in order to survive Ravage.
They could potentially just be waiting on, their BKB on the Chaos Knight here, or just like damage on the Chaos Knight. I mean, they have. It looks like he's queued up Manta style for potentially dodging, out of some of the bad situations. Looks like they're rotating back in for the mid though. Like,
yeah, I think he just built the Orchid to deal with the Storm, and Burst supports like the Witch Doctor. It does have to be careful because Aphotic Shield from the Abba can purge off Orchid, so it won't be quite as good as it normally is for CK. And he hasn't really gotten a chance to flex it yet. Eventually, it will be a Bloodthorn, which will help deal with PA's evasion. So some good thought behind that item. And the BKB is probably going to come out a lot later after the Manta. Not sure I agree with rushing the Manta, but it is strong on CK. It's a decent item.
more illusions, more
Arcane
damage.
Arcane Blink coming out next on the Tinker. He's going to be doing a lot of damage. His cooldowns are going to be very low in these fights. So
One of the things we've
Pretty
seen with
cute.
Kettle's playstyle is just getting out of bad situations and putting himself into better ones with, faster cast times and more stuns and more blinks.
yeah. OP is fed up with the state of the game. He says, okay, I'm going to go carry 2. He is building a Daedalus on Tidehunter. So he built his team items and then not a lot happened. So he's like, okay, I'll help deal damage too. So instead of opting for another aura, he's going to go for additional damage. Maybe not necessary when you have a Phantom Assassin already, but it will be funny regardless. So
I mean, they can't really match the push potential of Radiant between the Warlock and the Chaos Knight. One slip up and it could potentially cost them up to 2 towers and maybe a set of racks as well. Just off the sheer amount of damage and push potential here.
yeah, maybe. I do wonder if this game was hyper late, if the team is going to be enough. Because if I'm basically feeling like right now, if Tinker gets burst by the Phantom Assassin jump and like Storm jumping, or gets caught in a Ravage and he just dies, I think the Radiant are kind of hopeless. Like, I don't really see what they can do to kill a Batten, Tidehunter, Voodoo Switcheroo, Witch Doctor, Storm, or PA. Like, there's just these heroes are going to be able to slip away from them so easily.
Absolutely.
They're only stunned is in
close out.
Yeah, and they've got the break, which is going to be brutal against Viper. I don't know. Phantom Assassin is looking scary right now. BKB does so up with the Battle Fury. Going to be going Basher soon.
127 last hits on them as well. Like, if we look at the net worth on these players, top 2 goes to the Dire right now, and then only interrupted by the Tinker, and then back to Dire. Now OP takes the top 3rd slot, so top 3 net worths are Dire on the PA, the Storm Spirit, and then the Tidehunter. That's what you want to see on your 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. They're basically just going to have to delay this game and hope for a misstep against the high ground into the March, into the Warlock Fatal Bonds. Fatal Bonds could destroy this team because if a Batten is taking damage from Fatal Bonds, it'll still distribute the damage to his teammates, I believe. And obviously works very well with the large HP pool of Tide. And kind of some fragile HP pools between Storm, PA, Witch Doctor. So it could win them some team fights.
What is it? His Ags, right? Where when he takes that extra damage, he sends out Mist Coils to his team and heals them.
That's a good point. That could help counteract that interaction for sure. Roche will go down, and Phantom Assassin now has an Aegis on top of all her other terrifying items. So little scary timing. They could go for the high ground here.
Yeah, this is the power spike that they're looking for. A lot of the Radiant is sitting their bottom. They're trying to get a good position. It looks like were they trying to do Tormentor down there or
Yeah, they were in position for it, but I think it was not available. So just ended up forming a stack, the Ancients together.
And then back to the jungle for these teams.
There is no end to the farming. Even when you have Aegis and a 13k net worth advantage, it's time to hit the jungle.
Well, we've seen it in the previous events, like where we've seen 45k gold leads completely flip on their heads from one team fight.
Yeah, you have to be really careful going up the high ground, even with the advantage of an Aegis. Sometimes in Turbo, because it's so fast to farm an item, it just makes more sense, even if you have Aegis, to if you're PA, you want your Satanic here, and it'll help you survive situations that you normally couldn't. So probably worth it to slow down a little. finish your next items, cement that advantage.
It looks
Make
like we
sure
might
that's-
actually have an engagement here in the bottom tower finally. These two teams are like so close to each other. Like they're in a position to engage and they don't have the Storm Spirit. Rocks
But
are
here comes
going
the
out,
march.
laser goes out, here comes the ult, it's gonna hit 3, maybe, no, 2 gets picked out, Law's gonna take a bunch of damage, can't
Oh
really
my-
heal up, AA coming out, ult's going out, Akasa Warlock is in a bad position out here, the damage that's coming out, the break that's going out, Tidehunter might just instantly just die here, Chemical Zero coming in for the follow-up right here, Law's gonna go down, these lasers are doing so much damage, the slow's coming out, the blink and the laser again, you have to respect that damage.
Oh, excellent defense from the Radiant. They do not clear the Aegis, but it doesn't matter. It's 3 for 0. Tons of AoE damage from the laser ags coming out. Pretty strong evidence of the team fight composition there. The rockets dropped, the fatal bonds is out, and so quickly your HP pool evaporates to that Tinker laser bounce. I'm starting to feel a little stronger about the Radiant after that showing.
Yeah, the AA ultimate right there, just completely invalidating the tank ability from the Abaddon, is just putting them in a really rough position. It was just slightly out from hitting 4, but 2 was enough to completely flip that fight. Chemical Zero going out, he's going out with the ult, he goes with the Orchid, do they have the way to purge? BKB does go out, gets him out of that position, he decides he's going to go for the Witch Doctor, another AA ult, he's going to hit 2 going out, hits the Abaddon again, the BKB is about to expire, Kettle of Ketchup coming in with the lasers, he's going to get the Q, he's going to take another, that's a double kill going down! That's a triple kill potential. He goes back in. He doesn't have the mana. Minky can potentially take this down. PA goes down. The Aegis is coming back up. They have the potential. They have the laser. BKB is not up on her. They can very easily turn this fight down. It's burning, taking him down, and instantly gone. Kettle of Ketchup coming back in. The mana's going to go out on the... He is diving. He is going for him. He is You Are Mine. One hit. Potentially rearm. Gets the blink. Goes with the laser. And down he goes. Mega kill.
Wow, I did not know Kettle was a Tinker player. This is incredible. It's very good plays. I'm very pleased to see it.
And just like
blinking,
that,
3-second blink cooldown.
just like that, that gold lead is gone.
Yeah, and I think even though it says 1K net worth difference, I think the difference is clear in the teams and in the team fight composition. This advantage is way higher from the Radiant than it appears just from the charts. Venom Assassin even standing strong, maybe kind of where she wanted to be, cleaning up the end of the fight with a lot of resources expended. Just still not having the damage, not being able to deal with the blind chance from the missile. I'm worried for this Phantom Assassin. Her BKB is getting shorter and shorter duration. Soon, she's just going to get broken by Viper, have no attack speed, get kited by the CK. This looks kind of scary for her.
I don't think they
timing
can
may be
fight
missed.
without the. I don't think they can fight without the Abaddon anymore. Like they have to chain the bubble and the purge just to be able to keep her
Yeah.
completely unpurged. Because at this point now, how many seconds does she have remaining? It's 8 seconds, so they can bubble initiate and then BKB to purge again, and then by then they'll have another bubble up with the cooldown on Abaddon. But I still like it's an 8 second, 8 second, 8 second. Like it's a very, very dangerous game that they're playing with their carry.
Yeah, I think the Dire want to get the jump as they're doing here with the smoke. Here.
Zip comes in, goes back on the
Excited.
back line. Unreals is in a bad position out here. The BKB goes out. He does get his ult off, but he's stunned. He can't really get it through. Law's going to take the damage here, but he does have the ice on him. Chemical Zero is going to get the closeout on the back line over here. AA's coming out with his BKB. Chemical Zero's coming out with the BKB. Here comes Tinker. He's in a good position. BKB is about to expire on the PA. They can very easily turn this. BKB is out. Bubble is still on right now. He can very easily close this out. Marching Machine's doing so much passive damage to the fight. It's pushing them back. They do not want to engage here. Going out with Chemical Zero. Goes out of the ult. He could easily grab someone here. Kettle of Ketchup blinks
They're
it
still
in. He
scared of
gets
the
the
Tinker.
Yules. Oh no. It looks like it might be over for AA. He can very easily run him down right here. The permanent blink. Chemical Zero coming in with the close. Gets the Orchid off. He can't go out of here. He can't escape. You're going to get down. He's gonna blink, he can potentially get out of here, he's running for it, he gets sucked back in, the Glimmer Cape goes out for the save! What a play here, the anchor's going out on the Tinker right here, he can't really get in a good position to overextend himself, the anchor really held him back in that fight.
Honestly, not a bad disengage.
Law
Ava
does
is able to
not
get his
have-
teammates out. It's going to walk away with the Glimmer Cape, maybe?
He's one slap away, goes down! Monster kill streak on the Chaos Knight in here.
You can feel the tides of the battle turn whenever that Tinker teleport icon shows up. Suddenly everyone's backing off. They're terrified of that laser.
Inspector
And, you know,
Gadget strikes
they have
again.
a right to be. Yeah. I think they had the right idea on that smoke. They did find the back line. They jumped the AA with the storm. It looks pretty good. But they got a little bit separated after that, and they weren't able to
Ooh,
burst
they're
the
catching
same targets
the Tinker
together.
out of position right now. He does have the Maledict on him. He has the shield going out, but is not really in a good position. The PA completely shreds him. Chemical Zero going in for the clutch here. The buyback on the Tinker coming back out. Huge potential blast coming out over there. He's teleporting back in. It looks like they could potentially go in. This could be a dieback. Warlock goes down. They do have the stun. He's out of there. The team is retreating. They are not in a position to throw their lead that they've already cultivated so carefully.
Yeah, a bit of overconfidence perhaps from the Tinker, feeling a little too invincible off that last fight, but you still can get crit by PA. You can get burst down by Maledict and Death Ward. You are not invincible, and we saw it there. And it's as a result of the hubris, the Roche is going to go to the Dire again. So swing back the other way.
Real back and forth.
We can
this game.
see how quickly the Radiant do fall apart once Tinker is dead. Without Tinker, they do not have the damage, I think, to kill these tanky Abaddons and Tidehunters.
Do you think it's more about the damage, or is it more of just about keeping them in control while the other team can just finish everything off? Because they have a bunch of damage with the Viper as well as the Chaos Knight over here.
It is a lot of it is the damage, but also the mischance on the PA is doing a lot of work. PA cannot fight into the Tinker without BKB, basically. So once Tinker is dead, then PA can be a little looser with her BKB, and they can rely a little more on just shield rather than Abaddon being pressured by having to fight breaking out.
Storm Spirit coming in, goes in with the BKB, immediately drops the Warlock. There's two BKBs. He is hexed. He is getting hit in the backline here. Kettle gets his shield off. They are just shredding through the Storm Spirit. Golems are going back in. Chemical Zero goes back in, getting the picks, getting the pops. OP could potentially go down here as well. The Abaddon cannot heal through this. They're going back in on Kettle to Ketchup. There's no team to protect him here. It looks like they're going to get the AA, or Sir AA is going to go down here as well. He goes try to get in on the Minky here. But they have three, and he has no team to defend himself. He looks like he's going to go try and go in, get on Unreals, but the mischance and the breaks are just devastating to this PA. What a lineup.
Yeah. I had a little trouble following the trajectory of that fight. Did start with a decent, looked like an okay jump. I think the Warlock died pretty early. But if you don't find that Tinker, if you don't have your BKB up, you need to disengage and re-engage. You have that luxury with Phantom Strike, and Ball Lightning to get out and then get back in later. I think they need to use that a little more. Try and kite that Tinker rather than fight into him.
I think the Storm Spirit's just being very greedy with their initiations in this fight.
Yeah, I did see. I think he missed a vortex, electric vortex. He put it on the Golem instead of the Tinker. So actually might have been able to kill the Tinker in that moment if he hit it correctly. It's a bit unfortunate. Maybe he needs the Ags to deal with the chaos of the team fights.
Ooh, coming back in, but Tinker could easily come back in. Does have the BKB, does zip out. Not the type of positioning you want to be in with the Tinker TPing in.
Would have been a nice bait if he hadn't used his own BKB. I think that's he kind of baited himself there. So they'll have to wait for the BKB to come back up on the Storm. PA will be back now, so probably back for a round of farming, and we're back to a 2k difference, practically even.
Roshan is could potentially respawn in a minute and 15 seconds over here. Unreals does see the double bounty runes over here. Where do you think the cores and supports need to go to reinforce the Storm Spirit and PA to help close out this game? Do you think it's more they just need to build more disables like sheep sticks or abyssal blades, or where do you think they need to go?
I think Sheepstick is very nice against Tinker. I think it's pretty good. I really would just like to see a little more utility on the Abaddon. Like even Abaddon being able to catch with Harpoon kind of would be useful to pull the Tinker out of position. The AC feels like the wrong build. They're not dying to physical damage here. You know, it's all magical mostly. So a pipe would have been good.
Kettle does get out at the expense of losing the Chaos Knight and the AA here in this fight. does swing it slightly back in favor for the Dire.
I don't think Ags would be any good on the Eva this game. I wish OP had gone for a less greedy build because the damage dealing has not been his role. He's getting blinded by the Tinker anyways, so it doesn't really seem. Maybe he can get the pipe, or even just a BKB himself would be good.
Ooh, does get the pick on Kettle. Kettle immediately blinks out. They do have so much damage to follow up on this. Kettle is putting him out. The golems are going out. He does have Wind Waker to get out of the position to get him away from these BKBs. OP is really low here. They do get the pick off over here on the rest of the team, so it is only the Tinker sitting up right now. Does Wind Waker out to get him in a good position. They do get the pick off. He's hexed and instantly deleted. This could be devastating. He's down for a minute and a half. Minute and a half gone.
Maybe they're aware of this because they did see him buy back a couple minutes ago. They could probably just at least take 2 racks off this, if not end the game. Kind of greedy at the end there to go into that 1v5. I guess he wanted that moment of glory. His team got separated. I think Tide, Abba, Witch Doctor did a very nice job pulling everybody apart, separating them in that fight. And without the Tinker providing that mischance, all of the Radiant did just kind of melt to the burst of Phantom Assassin.
Massive damage coming out with the AA over here. They could very potential. Chemical Zero sees the pick. He's going off on the back line, gets the crit off, goes back in, immediately deleted. Could potentially go back in on here. Abba cannot heal through this. He's stuck. But they're going to get the easy pick over here. Gets the double Vortex on the Warlock and the AA. Warlock does get his ult off. He could very much turn this back on the Law. Law is taking so much damage here from these golems. Another ult comes out. Law goes down. Silence goes out. They are burning. They are punishing them. Tidehunter over here just trying to get these racks and get the objective. He may also go down for this. P8 coming back in. BKB's going live. Unreal's going in with the hits. The Satanic is going out. It is a battle of the... absolute support's going in here. Going in, fighting on the tower. Double kill from Unreals. They go beneath the threshold and instantly die.
These golems pumped out damage in that fight. Oh, Warlock looking so strong there. Chasing them down
enough time too. Tinker is
bold
back
choice
up.
From the P8, tanking the Viper Strike and then choosing to go back in anyways with the Ravage support. But unfortunately, Minky had BKB on through the Ravage. So very nice BKB usage. Turns that fight and ends up in a counter team wipe now. So lots of back and forth. This is a kind of even mistakes and struggles that we'd like to see in these games. I'm really curious how this ends now because it could go either way.
They are going to trade. It looks like they may get the trade on the racks here. They don't really have a lot of right-click damage because the rocks were used and the refresher orb. You know, Unreal's getting some picks here. They do have enough damage to take down the tower, but like the Storm Spirit and the PA are coming up real soon. It looks like they're just going to back out of here. Chemical Zero learning from his past mistakes that we saw, where he's trying to go push with his body himself, sending his illusions in there, gets the tower below 2/3 health, and then backs off.
I think maybe this is the window with the Warlock double ulti down, where you want to look for a fight. Certainly, like a Tinker pick-off here could be pretty huge if Storm can find it.
Refresher on Tide. Refresher on Tide. They have the power spike right now.
We do have the Hex available on Storm, along with the consumed Ags and plenty of gold. I think I might like to see a Bloodthorn on Storm here. Either that or Lincoln's. It's hard to say. It's hard to say whether to go full defensive or full aggressive. But he really does need to find that Tinker. It's kind of his job. A third Aegis going the way of Phantom Assassin.
I feel like they've been doing pretty good on picking him out when they can. It's just very hard to catch him with the Wind Waker and the Arcane Blink. Goes back in, gets the pick, instantly goes down on the Warlock. Warlock is done. Minky out on BKB. Is he really going to try and re-engage this? No, it looks like he's just going to let them have the Golem and then try to get out here. They don't have vision on him, so he gets out pretty much scot-free here.
Warlock did buyback, so it's not awful.
Yeah, and 16 seconds on refresher, so very easily could bait this fight into a bad position for the Dire to overextend. Like, they think they're strong right now, but Warlock refresher is up, and he has the buyback. Buyback is coming back up. I feel like maybe a little early there could have potentially baited them into overextending.
Tide also has a double Ravage available. And maybe a premature buyback, so he's not going to have the option if he gets picked off now. Phantom Assassin does have her Basher up. She's pocketed her Desolator. She would prefer to have the BKB, MKB on hand. Makes sense to me.
Also the potential
Abaddon is
bash
starting to
as well.
finish some items. See, Abaddon has his Ags up. He has doubled Vlad's with the Tide, which is a little unfortunate.
Chemical Zero getting picked out over here. The Golems are going out. The Q goes out. The ult goes out. The Ravage goes out. There's a lot of buttons and a lot of ults being pressed. Double Ravage going out. Chemical Zero with the BKB. Instantly deleted by the PA. Minky goes down as well. Golems are trying to do something from the backline here. Tinker is slowing and burning. This PA is in a position, way out of position, getting lasered, getting burned, you know. OP or AA getting in a position to where he can get Wind Wakered out. That's going to burn the Aegis. They are back there trying to deal with these Golems. OP coming back in under 2-tier towers. They are burning with the March of the Machines going in. Wind Waker going out to put him in a position to get out of here. Blinks back out, but he is down. It is 1 versus 5. Can he flip this?
Tinker versus the world.
Very
He's tried it
exciting.
before, it didn't work out so well.
Exactly. Very quickly could be turning this around. He gets silenced. He gets hexed. He's caught. They can close this out. He does get the Yules up. He will have the blink. Can they time the blink out of there? No, he gets the Lincoln Sphere. He's walking out, and he's done. That might be GG here.
Just a 5
No, buyback coming back out. Going back out. The ultimate goes in. There it goes. It's going to stop them from healing. The banner is keeping these creeps alive. They're not doing damage to him. Yules is going to go out, gets him out of the position. He does get the point where he can zip out of there. Instantly goes down, and that looks like it's GG. What a
Definitely
game.
seeing the power of Tinker in this game, but the power of Phantom Assassin is stronger. Incredible final team fight with all the ultimates coming out. I thought that was pretty impressive from both teams.
Very,
Well played
very
by
impressive.
the Dire, really pulling it together there, dealing with that Tinker appropriately, separating him from his team and taking out the wolf pack one by one until all that is left is a lone wolf Tinker. And that
Absolutely.
is just not enough.
I want to hear from Kettle of Ketchup on how Tinker is looking this patch. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that'd be great.
Absolutely. Let's bring him up here. Kettle, what a game.
Hey!
What a
How you
game,
guys doing?
dude. Thank you for bringing Tinker back to mid where he belongs.
I know, yeah, it was a very fun game.
Kettle, since when do you play Tinker? Have you been practicing this here on Secret this patch, or is this an old favorite of yours?
Oh, I have mini games in Tinker. Way back when, before he was in supports. It's funny to say that. But yeah, I think I have hundreds of games of Tinker.
That game, why did you pick it in the draft? What stood out for you?
So for me, it was specifically the PA. PA hates buying MKB. She still didn't buy MKB, even though that she the PA was unable to attack for a lot of those fights. Even if she just has BKB, she's going to be missing lots, and MKB is not a good itemization for PA. So I went Tinker because I wanted someone mobile. So we had 2 frontlining cores I was kind of planning on playing. And playing around that, and I could be in and out of fights, helping out different lanes when Storm ganked. That was the idea behind Tinker. It almost worked, but we had some issues with some execution and pushing the lanes out.
Do you have any plans for more surprise drafts? Are you going to start banning Phantom Assassin or prioritizing any specific bans as you see a meta develop tonight?
So as me personally, I am not good at dealing with the spirits. Ember spirits I'm fine with dealing with. With Storm Spirit, I just don't have enough games to recognize in this draft like how to deal with it and like the pace. So I'll probably be banning Storm Spirit more. So that was definitely shouts out the Storm player. Storm Spirit for sure, and if I go against a carrots, the Marita, and if I go against BKB Hater, his fucking sniper. Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us in the interview. Sorry about the loss, but well fought. Some good 1v5 moments. Definitely showcasing that new Shrink Ray and how powerful it can look. It was a pleasure to watch you.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for having me.
I don't think we've seen the last of Kettle this evening. You know, knowing his playstyle, I feel like he's going to work his way back up to one of the premier matches before the night's over.
Oh, most definitely. Well, that is the end of that match, so we're going to be waiting for some other matches to resolve, I believe, right, Galix?
Let's take a look and see how the results are going in with these games. It looks like the other two games have not finished yet, so let's take a look and see who is still playing. Looks like Wusong, Dice Low is all good. It looks like the matches have actually finished up. They're just putting in the results now.
All right. We'll jump over to the
Let's bring
lobby
Ty-
and see how everybody's feeling.
Yeah, let's bring Tyler back up in here for the discussion for the post game while we're waiting on them to do pairings for the next round.
All right. See you at the start of the next game.
Absolutely, I appreciate it. What a game, Tyler.
That went well, yeah.
Absolutely. I know you are very biased when it comes to Tinker players. I think that is up until he got nerfed the last couple of patches. You know, he was
Yeah.
your first ban in almost every game.
Yeah, I just despise Tinker with passion. But the thing was, they did remove his missiles, so it makes it hard for him to play. He can still be played, as you've seen Ketchup playing him, but he's nerfed quite a bit, so he's still not as good as he once was. He can grip shields, which is pretty good, but I was very surprised when I seen Kettle of Ketchup go middle with Tinker. I thought he would be playing support.
Yeah, it was
Like
very interesting.
I thought he'd be supporting like Unreals or something, but or like Chemical, but it was interesting to see him go against the Storm Spirit. But I think the turning point that game was as soon as the PA bought MKB, then Kettle's not going to be very useful.
Absolutely. Like we saw, like as soon as they were able to get on top of them, like instantly deleted, and the whole rest of the Radiant kind of fell apart afterwards. You know, it was very difficult for them to recover, given the status of their main core disabler.
Yeah, like I noticed Warlock got caught out a few times. Ancient Apparition really doesn't have much to defend himself, let's be honest here. He's just made to sit in the back and be a walking tower.
Yeah. So
And
it looks like we have round two up. It looks like our premier match is going to be BKB Hater and A Carrot. That is an interesting game to watch.
yep. And then Mickey was on Viper. I think he
Yeah,
played alright. I just think the PA got a lot more farm than he currently did.
absolutely.
Like 29k to 48k. Like,
Yeah, if you look at like the gold lead, it was very much back and forth for a majority of the game. You know, we saw like the gold lead swap back and forth like 3 or 4 times.
but then when you look at like the overall like graphs, like if you look at Tasty Tangos and the other one, they don't have as much gold value as the other team.
Yeah, it was a very much bang for the buck. I was really kind of leaning into Tasty Tangos on that one, hoping that the Chaos Knight and the Viper would be able to fill in the gaps there between the Tinker, and
Yeah.
it just didn't really come into fruition, or the timings didn't synchronize where we were hoping for. So it is unfortunate, but it is still a very good players, very good games, very good Dota.
Yep. That sounds pretty accurate. I thought that the Tinker would be able to keep the PA like CC'd with like a sheep stick or something and just become annoying to her. But it turns out as soon as the PA got MKB, the Tinker was not going to be very useful. But for the most part of the game, Tinker was bullying PA, I noticed. Makes sense,
Absolutely,
gentlemen?
yeah.
Like as soon as you've seen the MKB be purchased, Tinker's just not going to be very helpful. You can't blind her anymore. Marching Machine, she can survive it. She has Satanic. There was no Sheepstick bought It's just he doesn't have the tools to kill her at that point.
So where do you think we see A Carrot and BKB Hater like with their potential of the game?
I feel like they're probably gonna like play around banding their own like their general picks. Like A Carrot's Willow's gonna be gone. A Carrot I've seen play Winter Wyvern. I've seen A Carrot play Lena. Dragon Knight obviously is broken, so he might be gone too. Um, just like I feel like they're gonna try and band around like the middle picks. I feel like that would be, and the thing with Savage Banana is the only thing I've seen Savage Banana play is Axe. So if they just
Yeah.
ban out Axe, he's not gonna have a very fun time.
I feel like a Bristleback or like a Mars or like just even a Centaur, like a very big tanky offlaner is like kind of like a very comfort place for Savage to play.
Yeah, that's what I think so too. I think his playstyle involves around just being the meat shield of the team,
Absolutely.
making
Well, I
sure
mean,
that
it's worked out. It worked out for them. It put them in a very good position to be in the game with them tonight. You know, we see also Spoon and Tiger Eyes sitting on Dire with A Carrot over here. Also very interesting players that we've seen in the previous events of this evening. Welcome back.
welcome back, Flan.
Hello.
Oh, we can hear you. So we're watching the sub premiere game on this one. They do have there's two teams that are currently 1-0 right now. Are four teams, I believe, actually. So we are currently viewing one of the other premiere games, which is A Carrot versus BKB Hater, a very exciting game that is going to be on the horizon for us this evening. What do you think on the breakdowns are coming through this game, Flam?
What do I think? There's some particular very strong players here. I'm always going to be favoring BKB Hater as a player. But Aker had a very strong showing in the last tournament, almost won the whole thing. So I think it comes down to counter picks. I think we're going to see a lot of bannings of both of those players' heroes. But I'm really interested also to see the impact from some of these other players, like the Tiger Eyes and Dying. Like maybe they don't punch quite at the same rate as PKB Hater, but it could be worth prioritizing.
It'd be worth taking
Absolutely.
away his dying from him, yeah. And the same thing with Bananas, like Axe. Just put them in an awkward situation where they have to play something else.
Why don't you two handle the draft breakdown on this one? I need to get pulled over into another conversation with some background stuff, if you guys don't mind.
That's fine. We can do that. You
Okay.
good with that plan?
Yeah, I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
Okay, so Axe and Lena are gone, as I suspected. Axe has been banned for Banana, and Lena has been gone. Lich is also gone. What do you think so far, Flam, with the banning so far?
I'm surprised to see them not banning out more particular A carry heroes. I don't really see Lena as an A carry hero, but they do
There's
just see.
Willow.
There's the Willow ban. So
There's
they
Willow
do
gone.
ban out like the Shakiro, some of the stronger turbo picks like OD. So
OD's
yeah,
gone.
there's some targeted going out. A mix of targeted, also just appreciating some of the broken heroes of the patch.
Yeah, they should probably get rid of Undying at some point because of Tiger Eyes. Nice Stalker. Alright.
Oh, a ton of info based off these bans.
Were you all
Martis
hyped
on the
that
poll.
were you all hyped that your team won, Flam?
Yeah, I was pretty hyped. It was nice to see them perform so well. That last fight was crazy. The double tide ravage was nice. Hope he did a nice job in that game.
Witch Doctor, Pudge. Oh, that's
Wow,
interesting.
starting with a
Pudge.
Pudge pick.
That's something I haven't seen in a while. Pudge first pick.
But Pudge can be flexed these days. He's got a facet that gives him more attack damage while he rots, and so he's being played in the carry role more often. So we could see that. Could also be a saucy BKB hater pick from the mid lane or a support. Could be a lot of different things.
Pudge can be played in any role except for like obviously the jungle role, but he's also a very good roamer. You can look for roams early on if he has like boots or something and potentially get picks off. Underlord has been banned. They don't want to deal with that mobility in those roots. Ancient Apparition has been gone.
Undying's still in the pool, so we're probably going to see that picked for Tiger Eyes, unless he's wanting to branch out a little.
Puck's been banned. Yeah, I'm very surprised they haven't banned out his Undying just yet. Ogre Magi coming in. So far they got Pudge that's pretty beefy and they got Ogre that's pretty beefy. So both those heroes are overall just very tanky.
It's a pretty meaty start to the draft. Maledict is probably okay to help deal with that a little bit. Maybe we look for some percent damage, or Lifestealer is still in the pool, so Lifestealer could be good against both those heroes.
Lifesteal is great. There's the Undying pick. So that's going to be Tagaraz on the Undying. Very surprised they didn't ban Undying, because Undying with Witch Doctor can be very devastating if they like can't reach the Tombstone and they're being slowed. What do you think, Flam? Witch Doctor and Undying? The Tombstone.
It's definitely a support duo that's decently strong. I do question which one is in the 4 position. I imagine the Undying is. It's could be paired well with Tidehunter, who's still in the pool, or Centaur.
Undying is also really good into versus Pudge and Ogre because they're both strength heroes. So we'll probably.
I do think.
That.
Yeah, so they do pick the PA as like the typical turbo overperforming pick. I would have liked to see Lifestealer, especially now with the Spiritbreaker pick. Lifestealer seems so strong in this game.
Lifesteal would be very good, and Lifesteal is also good against Undying. And
I wouldn't be surprised if they actually pick Lifestealer on Ruthless Savages right now, just to deny it. Also, the combination with Spiritbreaker, they can charge in while infested, deal a ton of damage, burst out.
Yeah,
just a full strength hero draft, kind of fun.
They can easily just pick somebody off, like they can pick up the Witch Doctor, Wraith King. Okay, so they're going for like a whole strength team is what it looks like. Maybe that's why. No, that's not right, because the other team banned Ancient Apparition. I was wondering why they picked, because Ancient Apparition reduces strength, correct, Flam?
Yeah, it does reduce strength. I would love to see Phoenix in this game. I don't know if A-Carrot plays it. No, so it looks like it's going to be Queen of Pain. I think she might struggle against the HP pool she's fighting.
Yeah, she's.
And the offline, I'm not sure what I want.
I feel like she's gonna have to go like right click, but she at the same time spell power also might be viable. But I feel like probably right click QoP is probably gonna be the best situation for this game. Like get like a Bloodthorn, a Scotty, and some other stuff just to deal with all these beefy heroes.
I'm not sure the Scotty will cut it. You're definitely going to need a Spirit Vessel in this game on the supports. The Undying is probably going to have a good time here, stealing that strength in the lane. I feel like Undying is going to do well here. I'm really struggling to think what the off lane is at this point. Still, I would love Phoenix in this game, but I just don't think they have the players who play it.
Yeah,
Bristleback is not awful because they Bristleback does well against melee heroes like this, and he's still in the pool.
The only downside with Bristleback is there is a PA, so there is a break available for him.
I think that Bristleback would work well on the Radiant team, but you're right. It is counteracted a bit if Dire wants it by the presence of the Phantom Assassin. They still need a mid on Ruthless Savages. That's what they're waiting on, I think.
Yeah, it looks like.
I feel like we might see Invoker, or Sniper. Sniper is still in the
Weaver.
pool. All right, Weaver pick as the offlane.
Weaver.
I think that's a bit of a weak pick personally. It doesn't provide. Weaver's
Well,
going
I
to
think
struggle.
Weaver can play support though. I think Weaver could be a support.
Could be.
Weaver's a very strong support. Like he can save PA from pretty well all this damage very easily if he just buys the correct items. Because I don't know if you know this, Flam, but Weaver can permanently sit in Sakuchi if he gets Octarine Core in the 25 talent, and he can.
I
Just
did not
walk
know
up.
that.
He can just walk up and then time lapse somebody. And if you get Refresher on Weaver and you get like Wind Waker, you can technically save like 4 people on your team if you time it correctly. Did you know that?
So it's
Flash?
just. I did not know that. It's pretty neat.
You
I
can
feel like
Wind Waker one
Octarine on
person.
Weaver might
Radiant gets
feel bad in some cases.
You can Wind Waker one person, you can alt one person, you can refresh and Wind Waker another person and alt another person. So you can save 2 people at once and then put 2 people in the air to potentially save them.
There's going to be a Shrek mid for BKB Hater. The Shrek performing very well so far in this patch. Oops.
And it's a 20-second cooldown, Flam. 20 to 25-second cooldown on Weaver's ulti with Octarine Core. So keep in mind how short that is, how many times you can save somebody from death.
We'll keep an eye out then for the Octarine Core Weaver. Could be interesting.
Octarine
Thank you so
Ag.
much for the analysis during the draft. Always a pleasure to
Yep.
have you here.
Yep.
Do you have any closing thoughts? Do you favor one draft or the other?
I think that one team, their drafting is basically all like they're looking for that very aggressive diving comp because they have a lot of tanks. However, they have to be respectful because they do have an Undying that can punish them if they do something too rash. I think that Quap has the advantage over Leshrac because Leshrac has to line up his stun unless Leshrac doesn't rely on his stun and he just tries to AoE her down. So I feel like maybe an early gank would come available for Leshrac for like maybe Pudge or Ogre because of the fact of Quap is not exactly the easiest thing to hit with a Leshrac stun, which she can blink, and her shard silences. So I feel like there's some early ganks that are probably most likely gonna come through.
Did Dyer forget to draft range supports? Like, what the hell am I looking at here?
No, they didn't.
They've opted for the meat strat. Yes.
They
You're a
have
full
gone-
barbecue.
They have gone full beef. They have
Yeah.
gone full beef this game. They don't
My God.
They do
But
not
they do have plenty of stuns, I will point out. This is not
Yeah.
your average no support draft. They have the crowd control.
Yes,
Can they
they
hit Tombstone? No. But they can stun the zombies.
Oh my goodness. Well, we're very excited to see what's going to become of this game. Once again, guys, if you're just tuning in with us, feel free to hop in our Discord server. Tyler will be in there answering all your questions. Feel free to come in, join us, and if you want to be a part of any of these games, feel free to, shoot us a request on the Discord server and hop in some games. We'd love to have you. Thank you very much, Tyler. We'll talk to you after the game.
Yep. Enjoy your game.
Oh man, a wall of meat is what we're seeing over here on these teams. My God.
Yeah, this is a terrifying draft in a pub. You just know you're never going to get a kill against this. As soon as Wraithen gets an Ags, it's just in order to kill one person, you have to sacrifice your entire team, and then they don't even really die. Feels bad. I do think PA can take off if Leshrac gets shut down, but PA can struggle against Theth Leshrac, so it's all eyes on the mid lane for sure.
Well, they have 2 grips into through BKB. Dodges the oh no, forcing A-Carrot to level Blink there at level 1, but it looks like they are gonna pick off the Weaver at level 1. Such a powerful ability, the Eidolon of, or as Eidolons? Diabolic Edict.
Diabolic Edict, yeah. Yeah, it does a lot of damage, especially with the Misanthropy facet, which he has gone. That is the lane winning facet. Kind of an interesting play here. Savage Banana is just sitting mid to throw a stun. Help even things out here. You do not like starting with Edicts on Leshrac because it, from a mechanical sense, it's harder to contest last hits and trade harass.
Yeah, you kind of
so
lose
Leshrac will
your
be at a slight
slight
disadvantage for this first wave, but it won't matter for too long. It is turbo and there's level 2, so Lightning Storm is leveled, and now A-Carrot is playing from half health.
Absolutely, but like to circle back to what I was saying before all hell broke loose, dealing with this lineup, they have 2 meat shields that can absolutely decimate through BKB. Like they have the Pudge ultimate and they have the Spirit Breaker ult, both pierce through BKB and can stun the PA and stop her whole day.
Yeah, the BKB is not going to be necessarily the most useful thing in this game. You still have to get it just because the Ogre and the Leshrac obviously...
potentially going down. They do have the Maledict going off. It's going to be another pip. Is it going to be enough to take down the Pudge over here? He's hugging behind tower. He does have the Tangos in inventory. It's only level 1 Maledict. It's not enough damage. Looks like he gets out of there. They do circle back, and they're going to get 2 kills up here on top. That is like what we were talking about seeing with this PA and this undying lane with the Tombstone spike.
I'm surprised to see this Phantom Assassin farming up in the off lane. So it looks like it's a 4 position undying, and the Weaver is the real one, or at least occupying the safe lane. Just chaos all over the map. Everyone's dying. Looks like traded kills in the mid lane. A-Carrot and Gomix both die. Very unusual.
I just missed that. Tiger Eye's getting a double kill on the bot lane. Absolute power spike for him on the Witch Doctor. It does feel like as long as mid kind of goes even, the PA scaling in the off lane and the Weaver scaling in the bot lane, they can kind of just go even with this. Going in, diving in on Gator over here on the Undying, they push him out, instantly deleted out here. Spoon is in a bad position with the amount of stuns that he has, goes back under tower to kind of just get back into a safe farming space. Goes back in. Hard Coals gets Maledict, level 2 now. Goes back in. Going in for the kill. Could potentially go down as well. Healing's going out. They could very easily turn this on Daislow's Ogre Magi here. He's trying to get some pips off, but they can out-heal that. Very interesting lane that we're seeing here on the bot, and as well as top, they're really taking their advantage of the power spikes that we see on these heroes.
This kid's a bloodbath. We're 3 minutes in and it's already 9 kills.
It can go one way or the other in these types. It's never any in between. Level 6 on BKB Hater in the mid lane over here. A-Carrot's a little bit behind. It could just be this creep wave. Yep, finishes off the creep wave. 2 level 6 on these Clash of the Titans that we see in this line. BKB Hater off to the jungle, trying to get some extra value in this exchange over here.
The Shrek is
going back up.
Quap though. 24 last hits to Quap's 10 is pretty rough. It's not really going to be as Quap.
The Weaver, though, is doing a very good job at controlling this bottom lane with the Witch Doctor over here. Witch Doctor level 5, Hard Cold, and the off lane Dicelo, both sitting at level 4 right now. Weaver at 6, a very aggressive, very powerful, very well paid off lane. Does get the Maledict off, running back in, could get another Q off, could he get the right click? It could go down on Hard Cold. Hard Cold's going to burn for this. Is he going to turn for the Dicelo, or are they going to take up high ground? He is. He's getting the pop up. He has his ult. He hasn't used it yet. There's rotations coming in. They are going to circle out. Tiger Eyes has his ult. They could dive into a horrible... He doesn't have the mana. He does not have the mana to ult. He has Maledict up in 1 second. He could potentially turn this fight for the Weaver. Gets the Q off. Get the healing. Wand goes up, goes down on Dicelo over here. Witch Doctor is still, he gets the ult, but he gets the bash! The unlucky bash! War Pickles could go down for this. The bug expires just in time. Oh, he gets the charge off! The charge through for a triple kill at 5 minutes in!
That's a nice little injection of gold. Level 8s now. Hardcore has to be careful, he might be another victim here. He does back off, Wraithing porting in.
Did we miss anything top? I saw A-Carrot rotating up there, but then this absolute shit show happened bottom.
No, things cooled down top because everyone ported to bottom to feed
Okay.
Weaver.
Meanwhile, PA up here just free farming. As close as you can in an offlane for a PA. Going back in, 3 coming in. Hard Banana does not have his ult. He is going to go down to the Maledict burn. Hard Cold is trying to go in. He's got Rot running. Tiger Eyes is healing up. Gets him out. He's burning Hard Cold. Looks like he's going to walk out. That is a huge gold exchange.
So the streak is eaten by the Pudge. He will heal right back up off the creep wave. Leshrac rotating top with an Invis rune. This is going to be deadly, no doubt, for the Phantom Assassin.
Overextending, going
Oh,
back in
wow,
on
she
Gator
did.
over here. They're both low. In comes, goes down the ping. You cannot run from invisibility with Leshrac.
Leshrac is going to be huge this game.
Oh,
Quarter of her last
absolutely.
hits. Tons of kill participation. Already has the Kai Assange.
Already at 6 minutes 30 seconds in, Kai Assange. Another double kill bottom.
Top tower, I'd shut my eyes right now.
Very
Tiger Eyes
little
Maledict.
damage return.
Things are looking dire.
Absolutely huge rate of return on this play for Tiger Eyes and the Weaver down here. Looks like they're going to take the tower very quickly.
Historical bottom tower is destroyed.
Pudge coming back in bottom with Dicelo over here on the Ogre. Instantly, doesn't even need the burn over here. He's absolutely shredding through. The hook goes out. He does have his ult. He can potentially slip out of here. Coconut's going to take him down, and the burn is going to go out. Probably going to take him out. Leshrac's coming bottom. Finally, after all this time, they've been screaming for help. Tiger Eyes is getting charged. They can see him. Weaver is just basically going to run out of there. He does not want to feed any more gold to the Leshrac that he already has.
Hope Dyer's middle tower is insured. That thing is standing.
Meanwhile, A-Carrot take this time to push the mid tower, recover on farm a bit. Just the Midas up on the Ogre, so he's going to start Midasing camps, getting pretty rich.
Ooh, went for the frame perfect hit. Absolutely deletes A-Carrot.
A-Carrot rushing Ags, looks like.
I mean, you kind of have to in this matchup. You need the
Yeah,
silence.
there's a lot of melee people. A lot of melee people stuck together, reapplying the dagger, Scream of Pain on each other. So I could see the logic for sure. Uh-oh, we have another Weaver death.
Ooh. Wraith King does not get out, gets the burn. Tiger Eyes is looking to try and get out. He has his ult, but he's silenced. A-Carrot coming in with the almost triple hit, but it's not enough to actually take anybody down. Savage Banana returning, retaliating to come back in. They are really strong right now in this lane. I mean, they are at half health. Gator's coming back in. He could potentially really turn this fight, but it doesn't look like a fight that the Radiant wants.
We're truly at a turbo pace here. I kind of wish they'd slow down a bit. It's hard to move all over the map. I mean, I can't get a break. There's deaths in one lane and the other one starts popping off at the same time.
Looks like they're going to take down the top tower very quickly over here. Looks like the fights are going to pivot back to bottom. Going back in, the Scream's going out. Gator goes out with the ult, charging back in with Warpickle, gets A-Carrot in a really rough position. He's jumping back in. Coconut's going out. They have the Maledict. Ult's going out. It's hitting on the Pudge. Savage Banana's going to go down for this. Cancels the ult, getting out of position. Going to go back in. Here comes the Weaver. He's going to go dive back in. He's taking so much damage from the passive. Zips back out. Tombstone is still up somehow. Look at all those zombies.
To hold their ground, they get 2 kills. Nobody dies, so a nice defense. Leshrac limping away with half mana pool. Pudge off to heal, I presume. Ancestor will appreciate this time to finish your Battle Fury and farm. She has opted for the
this
Mask
could
of
be it for the
Madness
Weaver.
build.
Weaver does get a little way over here. Looks like what Leshrac has his shard already for the Split Earth Chain stun.
And his Yules for the setup as well. Very dangerous to fight into this clump of melee heroes.
Where do you think Spoon
Repeating
and
stuns.
the Weaver need to go in this to set themselves up for success this game, if they can? Like, how do you
It's hard
stop
to
this
say. Their
Leshrac?
biggest threat is Alesh for sure. And you can't really go after anybody else because they're all so tanky. Alright, so you kind of have to start the fight killing Lesh.
A-Carrot does get the scream off, but it's not enough. There's so much health pool. It doesn't really put him in a position to go out and extend and finish anybody off. Like, he can't engage here. There's too much meat.
It's hard to say. I'd feel very pressured as a carry in this game, trying to figure out what to build. You need VKB, but you also kind of want to split farm.
Warpickle overextending over here. A-Carrot can very easily turn this around. They do have the burn damage. Goes off with the hook. Hard and Cold is not in a good position with this Blade Mail. It's negating the healing. A-Carrot can come in here and very easily turn this fight. He has the heal. He has the burn. They're taking his strength down. They can very easily turn this. He gets the Hex. Hex is going out with Pigpaw. Goes down with a triple kill for A-Carrot.
We immediately see the payoff as Ags gets A-Carrot a triple kill. We saw multiple reapplications from the dagger slow expiring on all the heroes bunch on each other. So I think we're going to continue seeing a pretty high impact from the item choice. Very smart from A-Carrot. I think you need a Shiva's in this game on A-Carrot to help deal with the tanky regen heroes. Help reduce the Bloodstone heal from Lesh. I think I'd like to see that Spirit Vessel coming out on the Witch Doctor or on the Weaver even. Just anything to prevent this heal and burst this Lesh. He is going Ags, which will make Phantom Assassin's life pretty hard. You will have to get a Nullifier in order to deal with that. So I think PA will have to look to build BKB Nullifier. May have to skip the Sanjinyasha in this case, which is unfortunate, but possibly necessary.
Ooh, Weaver
You're
gets a
probably
pick
gonna
out on
offer-
Hard Banana. Savage Banana is going to teleport out of here. Is it going to be enough damage to cancel it? No, it is not. He gets out of there.
I do think the Diffusal angle is pretty interesting. I think all these strength heroes are a little susceptible to losing all their mana and not being able to cast spells. So if Weaver can get enough mana burn off, that could have a nice impact. Prevent Wraith King from getting ulti off for a bit too until the shard is bought.
Well, all of these heroes, they're very dependent on mana as well, and especially with the Leshrac, you get enough pips on him, if he's very aggressive in a fight, it could very much shut him off from casting his spells, and if he has no spells, no mana, it's essentially useless.
Yeah, the infamous Thompson game where he bought the Diffusal and turned person back into a melee creep.
On Gyrocopter, yeah.
Yes, similar principle here. And
also, it could just be that he's also going for Disperser for the Purge on the inevitable ethereal form.
yeah, he could be doing that. That's a decent bet. They are going to have to find multiple ways to deal with the ethereal form on the Leshrac Axe. So that works in addition to the Nullifier. Actually, does that still dispel? I have to check.
Lots of bodies, lots of health pool here at bottom. Wraith King skeletons are pushing very aggressively.
Okay, so Disperser no longer dispels an enemy.
Oh, it does not. Does
don't
it dispel yourself though?
So you can use it to dispel yourself, but you cannot use it to purge Leshrac's ethereal form.
Oh, okay.
So
Gets the
So he
hook off
can,
on the Undying. Undying is in a really bad position here. Instantly deleted with Stun City. Spoon goes in, gets the cleave, gets a double kill. Hard Banana coming back in, gets the miss. Coconut's going out. Tiger Eyes gets off with the Maledict and the Q going back out. That's a dead Wraith King. A-Carrot's going in for the picks over here. Goes into 3. They do have the BKB up. Stomp is not doing anything, but they gets immediately ulted. There's so much damage coming out from this Leshrac. PA can't do anything. Tiger Eyes has the second ultimate coming out. He does have the invisible. They cannot engage with him. They can't see him, but the stomp comes out. Immediately gets him out, but it gets purged. Wait, did he just ulti a zombie? Can you ulti a zombie?
he hooked a zombie. Yeah, he didn't. He ulted the Witch Doctor, but
Whoa, what a clear.
Hard to
No,
hook
'cause
through all those undying tombstone zombies for sure.
He ultied Tiger Eyes, did he not? He
I think
ultied the Witch
Tiger
Doctor there?
Eyes. I mean, there may have been an Aeon disc involved.
No,
I'm
the
not
Aeon
sure.
disc popped prior, because it popped like with his first ult.
Yeah, maybe he did ult a creep. That would be very sad.
That's unfortunate.
Dyslow. About to be
Dyslow out of
kited.
position and out of time. Gator's coming in with the burn. A-Carrot is taking a lot of damage here. You know, here comes BKB Hater, and they do have the charge coming in from the Spirit Breaker here. Gator instantly shredded. War Pickle coming in with the disrespect from the ult there. Deletes him, sends him back to the fountain.
Pop does get away with the TP in the nick of time. There's the bowl in the China shop. Pretty even game here. 1k net worth difference. Leshrac
So much
very ahead in
damage.
farm. And Wraith King likewise ports out to safety.
Top net worth is still occupied. Top 3 are 2 of them are on the Radiant, and the Pudge is a little bit behind the Weaver on there, which is it's comforting to see your offlaner like taking like top 5 slots or top 4 slots. But you know, the Weaver and the Queen of Pain taking the next 2 slots is still significant here.
Yeah, pretty even level spread. Only person behind is ironically the Ogre with the Midas.
Which won't take him long to catch up once he
Yeah, it won't
starts
take him long to
multicasting.
recover. We do have the Ags done and a Regen Rune ready on the Lesh. They could look for a fight here. They're pretty strong.
They're looking for the
Breaker.
pick over here on the Savage Banana Wraith King. I feel like if they can shut him down before the fight even starts, it makes the Dyer's fights even worse without the Wraith King.
I don't think you want to go on the Wraith King first. I mean, the hero kind of wants you to do that exact thing because he just survives it even if you kill him. You use all your resources on him and then his team follows up. I think they want to start with the Spirit Breaker on the Weaver and maybe stunlock him with all their multiple stuns. That's kind of the play. Spirit Breaker here that loves hunting down these slippery heroes like Weaver because the charge just follows you wherever you go. You know exactly where the
Q is
Weaver's
best
located.
button. Oh, Brawl going out at the Roshan pit. Ult's going out. Maledict goes out. Scream goes out. Ult's going out for the Witch Doctor. There is so much damage flying over here. BKBs are going out on the Weaver and going on the PA. PA gets immediately hooked and going down. Dyslow's running low. Spirit Breaker charging in, going immediately on the Weaver. Gator is in the back line, trying to support, trying to get these damage going out. BKB Hater going out with the Ethereal Form. Tiger Eyes is going to go out with the Aether Lens. You know, there's so much damage burning. Look at all that go. Look at the Maledict. Maledict is earning its paycheck here. Savage Banana's taking a lot of damage, hard and cold, going in with the hook. Gonna take so much damage from that Blade Mail. Meanwhile, A-Carrot is also trying to do his best from the backline, but is it enough? That's a triple kill for A-Carrot, but it's still 3 for 3. Oh, look at that. Look at the spread. It's still less than 1k apart from each other.
Yeah, ultimately a 3 for 3. A-Carrot doing so much damage in that fight. I'd like to look at the damage recap, but it had to have been probably even 10,000 damage just from the Scream Pain daggers alone. Spamming it with this unique Ethereal Blade to give cast range from a distance. So able to just safely sit on the edge of the fight and spam out those daggers, which, yeah, it's very unique build. Very cool to see. Of course, Leshrac overpowering damage himself in an AoE just by turning on Pulse Nova. Wades into the thick of things, and some excellent hooks there from Hard Cold, hooking Weaver out to die pretty early in the fights, as well as nabbing Witch Doctor later in the fights out of position.
Do you think we could potentially see a Mage Slayer on the Weaver or on the PA to like really shut down all this magic damage on the team? Or do you think that's like not really an item that could turn this fight?
I think Mage Slayer would be awesome in this game, but unfortunately, nobody on Radiant really loves to build it. Maybe on the Weaver is not bad. Maybe even in some cases on the Quap, but PA really needs the slots for a little more straight damage. I don't know. It's hard. Both Lesh and Pudge are countered by Mage Slayer, but it's just too late for the timing. I think PA would have had to go at first item and brawl with it for it to really pay off.
Yeah. They do end up.
Yeah, I
getting
don't think they
the
have the item slots. Like they have the item slots for it.
Tower is hanging on by a brick.
I will say this Undying is doing a fantastic job at keeping the team alive and really controlling these fights too.
Yeah, Gator stacking up that Strength Steel with the Aghanim Scepter Rush, and really providing a solid front line. The Tombstone placement has been very, very strong too. Having a huge impact blocking punch hooks, giving vision, stacking up that slow. Pretty strong hero in the game.
Looks like they're both on opposite sides of each other's maps. You know, Dire pushing bottom tier 3s, Radiant trying to shove up the top tier 3. Will they meet somewhere in the middle? It looks like potentially coming back out. Can they Yules him? No, there is no disable. The Weaver with a very interesting choice on the Revenant's Brooch. I don't know if he read the patch notes, but it does not pierce ethereal anymore.
I do see the argument for it. It's pretty good against. I think it's just a nice crit damage source. It mixes up your damage. I don't know. I think it's fine. A lot of heroes like Tiny, Tiny's building it right now on. Anyone with a decent right click can make use of it. So I don't hate it. I don't hate it. But he is going to have an unfortunate realization if he tries to attack the Shrek during Aghanim Scepter Pulse Nova. What's it called? Nihilism.
Yes.
Nihilism usage.
He does have the Satanic though, so now he has the health pool to kind of be able to sustain himself in these fights. Savage Banana gets the stun off. He does have Radiance, so it's like A-Carrot's just mostly magic damage. He doesn't really care much about the right clicks. But they are relevant. A-Carrot does have his Yasha and Kaya as well as Octarine Core as well, so he does have the mobility.
Yeah, he's gone for this spammy from the side of the fight build. Yasha Kaya will let him cast it even quicker, deal with the cast time of the dagger, which is a little slow sometimes, and move a little quicker around the edges of things, dodge less stuns and the like. Pudge has also opted for a Revenant's Brooch, a very interesting build. He's combined the takiness of the Crimson Guard, the Guardian Greaves, the Eternal Shroud, with just planning on right-clicking people with the Revenant's Brooch. Not sure I understand it, but I'm curious to see how it works in principle.
Spoon coming in, gets the Lincoln Sphere pop. BKB's going out, immediately pulled back by the ultimate. Look at that scream! Look at that Witch Doctor ult! Holy crap, the whole Dire team's dead! Leshrac coming back in, Bloodstone's going out. He does have the ethereal form. He's not taking a lot of damage. Gator's just sucking all of that strength down. Spoon's coming back in. They do have the Blade Mail to counter all that healing. A-Carrot's coming back in, unfortunately right into a stun, going back in, getting so much damage. He's healing through so much because of Bloodstone. Immediately counters the healing from Tiger Eyes and Gator with that Shiva's Guard. Burning and burning and burning them down. Savage Banana coming back once again.
The Shrek with the literal like 1v5 there, standing strong with the Bloodstone heal. They needed that nullifier to stop him from yielding away. He would have died. So I do think that nullifier looks even better now. I would like to see it on the PA. But yeah, this fight turn brought to you by the Shrek, fair and balanced hero, double edict, very cool. But also the start of that fight, the Wombo combo and all the strength heroes, they did not look like strength heroes when they were all bunched up underneath all those AoEs. They just melted like butter.
Absolutely. And well, I will turn that play, and both of the last engagements with PA with BKB immediately initiated on by the Punch, completely invalidating all that magic resistance and, you know, most of the stun dodging that, you know, she spent all that money on for. And so it's like, it feels really bad because it's just getting worse and worse as the game goes on. So very good play on the Pudge there. I don't know if it's lucky timing or targeting.
He is going to be opting for a Blink Dagger next to help reposition during the fights. Or maybe get that catch out on the chasing the Quap when she blinks away.
Still, 31 kills to 25 kills, and there's less than a 1k gold difference. A-Carrot potentially stunned here. He's going to get popped. He's going to get sold. He's going to get rooted. He does have the escape with the BKB. He's going to be able to walk out of there pretty fine.
And the Undying get away with this, though.
I don't
They
think
do not have
there
vision
is-
to
I don't
you will
think
not
they
get
saw it in
charged.
there. Nullifier PA. Very good what we want to see here.
Excellent. They were listening to the cast. Good to know. Roshan going to yeet away Leshrac. I do imagine we're going to see a little Roche fight here. Looks like BB Heater wants an Aegis.
Team is circling around. They could very much engage on this. They're scanning on the Roche pit now. Is someone going to be in that circle in time for it to pop out? They caught the tail end of it. I don't know if they saw it.
I think Leshrac just barely dodged it. But they've got to know this is happening.
Yeah, they have the team right here. They're seeing it. Spoon with the Lincoln Sphere popping immediately from the Dice Low stun over here. Initiating, going in on the Ogre Magi. Not exactly the first person you want to engage on. Gets a hook. Hook misses. Hits the zombie. What a save by Tombstone. MVP this game. Going back in with the BKB. Gets immediately pushed up top. Savage Banana's going to go down. War Pickle's also in a bad spot. Going in the back line over here. Ultimate's going out all over the place from the Witch Doctor. Another Coconut's going out. Do they have the Maledict? Can he follow it up with another play? He doesn't have any of his spells. He has the Maledict. Gets it off on Savage Banana on Hard Cold. The Ags is out on the Wraith King, so the whole team gets almost an extra 2 lives. 3 for 1. 4 for 1. Absolutely insane. Leshrac does get away. I think this is the first time we've actually seen such a major swing in these fights.
Yeah, it is a bit of an advantage built up over time by just this AoE combination. The Tombstone doing a lot of work, blocking hooks. Pudge missed a hook in this fight, and that made a difference for sure. People got separated, Quap chased them all down, and also just Dire have to be careful getting caught in these choke points where the Quap damage just hits them all in a massive AoE. It's really scary to see a Pudge raking Ogre Magi just disappear so quickly. Phantom Assassin, unfortunately, not getting what she wants out of these fights. She's now lower in levels. She's dying quite a bit. She did tank the Lesh Stun, which set up her a fight. But then Weaver got away with a good time lapse after taking a lot of spells and was able to clean up. So
Did he got pushed up into the cliff by something?
I don't know what exactly happens. I'd have to watch the replay. I don't think he got hooked though.
No, he didn't.
I remember that.
Was there
Could
someone?
have been a Hurricane Pike, potentially.
No, but nobody has a Hurricane Pike.
Huh? Yeah, you're right. Was it Spearbreaker ulti?
It could have been.
It was.
could have been.
Yeah, I
that
think it was
knocked him up on the
Spearbreaker
high
ulti.
ground.
Yeah, I remember because Spearbreaker didn't ulti the person I expected him to. I think he
Put him in a
knocked
good
the Weaver off the
position
high ground.
immediately to be able to get on the back line here.
It is pretty scary to break the high ground because you have to go through the less repeating stuns.
And you have to go
you're not-
into Stun City.
Yeah, and instead of benefiting from the choke point, you're suffering from it. So all the fights they've won have been.
Going in. A-Carrot goes out with the stun, gets disarmed, immediately gets out with the Maledict. He coconuts, they're coconutting, they can potentially get down War. He's going to go as well. Leshrac gets immediately silenced and nullified. They can potentially shut him down. A-Carrot goes out. He's dead. He's down. Immediate buyback coming back in. He's teleporting in. He's like, no, we're not going to get out of this that easily. Savage Banana caught out over here with A-Carrot and the Weaver. Not the person you want to be stuck with. Tiger Eyes has the BKB running. He has the Maledict running. He's got his ult going. So much damage going out right now. Where is the damage over here? They're fighting the Wraith King. They're circling back in. They're coming in. They could potentially go out. The BKB is up on the Weaver. He's going down on Savage Banana. Savage Banana is going to go down for this. A-Carrot gets another ult up. He's got the BKB running. Daiso could potentially go down here. They could potentially turn this fight. Oh my god, there goes the Aegis! Does he skitter out? He's going to be able to get it caught out. They do have the vision on him. Daiso does have the stun. He gets the Hex. He gets the root. They can potentially stun lock him. He is down! Holy moly, what a game.
The buyback from Leshrac paying dividends. He's able to come back in. Pudge with 2 or 3 great hooks in that fight. Pulls in the Witch Doctor to his death. Pulls in, I believe, the Weaver to his death as well later, and then chases down the Undying. Definitely MVP performance from the Pudge so far in this game, and of course the Leshrac working together to separate and to divide and conquer I'm not sure how A-Carrot died in that fight, but it's just so hard. There's so many stuns flying out. The AoE of Leshrac is so wide. It's yeah.
The
Expended
unfortunate
double
part,
ulti already to kill him once. You can't
the
do it
unfortunate
again.
part is like all the damage from Radiant was focusing on the Wraith King in the backline. They had him separated, and those extra lives that he has like just kept them separated long enough. If they were there, like an A-Carrot ult from the Scream of Pain going in on that fight with Maledict up would have completely flipped that in a different direction, but they were so focused on pulling the Wraith King out of that fight that I think it cost them the potential of 3 kills there.
So they are gonna take the first T3 of the game. Of course,
Looks like the
if
Pudge is
Leshrac
gonna go down for
dies,
this.
It is a win condition for the Radiant to kill Leshrac now.
A-Carrot going out with the BKB. He's looking for a pickoff right here. The BKB has expired. There's 4 there. That is not a place you want to blink
Oh,
into.
no.
Oh, no! Oh, that is unfortunate.
Blinked straight into the Lion's Den. They were all waiting.
That is one of those oh shit moments.
Yeah, not even the time to Yule's
No.
Wind Waker away.
Dicelo with the immediate quick stun going out.
Definitely pinging the map, where's my team moment, for sure. As a quad player, I've been there. I've done that same thing.
Oh, that's when I ping the death timer. Where's my quap?
BKB, ready to use. Ping, ping,
Oh man, unfortunate. Like I feel like in another world, like the history, like A-Carrot has been exchanging in these fights quite often. Like he hasn't been punished for like overly chasing people down. It just happened to be the one fight where there was 4 people on high ground and 2 of them had stuns ready to go.
Nullifier ready on the Weaver now as well. So they do have the double Nullifier. Shrek a bit easier of a kill when he can't Yule's away.
Greaves on the Witch Doctor, as well as queuing up, it looks like Yule Scepter on him. Could be very useful to keep them from getting perma-silenced in these early engagements.
We do have the tier 5 items coming out on the neutrals.
Oh, going in on Dicelo. Dicelo's trying to teleport out. He does get the escape out of there. They're running him down. The Lincoln Sphere is popped. Does he have the BKB to follow it up? No. Instantly goes down. Tombstone is down. He's broken on the Lifestealer. A-Carrot is coming back in, dealing so much damage. So much damage. Savage Banana's going to go down here for the first one. Going back out. Scream is going in. These zombies, double Tombstone, are doing so much damage. Tiger Eyes is looking for a pickoff over here. He doesn't get in on Savage. He's going to go in on the Savage Banana over here, but the Leshrek's going to take him on from behind. He's doing so much damage to him, he can't even engage over here. Rooted in comes out on the Undying over here. Blade Mail, potentially. Can they stop him from Can they stop him from teleporting? No, he gets to walk away for free. 2 for 2 once again, and we are back to a 1k gold difference in this game.
I've never seen Tombstone look so ineffective. I mean, it's spawning, there's 2 Tombstones spawning zombies, and they can't kill the Tombstones. But Leshrac just doesn't care. He just ignores it. It's crazy to see. We had like 8 zombies stacked up on every hero, and it just didn't seem to matter too much.
There's so much health.
Here's
that
the
they can absorb
Nullifier.
it. Could they? Can he
The magic
potentially
lamps.
escape? There's 2 of them. They don't have the mana here. He's invis. They don't have detection. Oh no, is he looking for a pick here? He's going to engage here. That's very greedy. There's 2 nullifiers. They
That
can potentially
was
punish him
too
severely.
greedy.
That's a dieback going back in. Can the Weaver escape? Does he have his ult? He doesn't have the mana for it. He does have the mana for it. He gets it just in time. Silence is going out. Dicelo is hexed. Can they potentially... BKB goes out. The punch up for the save. Dicelo's going back in. They do have the BKB. Scream goes out. Dicelo's taking so much damage here. Weaver's shredding him. Coming back in. There goes with a break. It goes down on the Queen of Pain. They do not have the... Weaver does not have his time lapse, but it doesn't really care. He's doing so much damage. He does have the Satanic. He uses it. He's going to go back to full health. They're going to completely flip this fight. There is no buyback on the Leshrac. They can do this. They can end it.
And suddenly it is GG. 4 dead, no buyback.
What a turnaround. One
Bit of
greedy
a
play.
greedy attempt, yeah, for those Shrek, and it's all over.
What a play.
He was out. He was scot-free. The magic lamp purged everything, and he was invis. They had no detection.
Savage Banana going to
Red
go
King.
in for one last hurrah. BKB going out, trying to buy time. He's back up in 3 seconds. I don't think it's going to matter. I really think they could just ignore him and end the game, but no, they're going to punish him. They're going to punish him for being such a thorn in in their side for this whole game. What a match. What a play. Game of throws. It happens to the best of us.
I think this warrants a Undying interview. I think Gator should be
Absolutely.
brought in.
Absolutely. Let me swap over the overlay and let's get him brought up in here. If I can find him, there's Gator. Gator, buddy. What a game, bro. What
Hello?
a game. Hello, you're live in the streamer studio. Say hello.
Hello, how's it going?
It's going. That was an absolutely crazy game as Undying, dude. Like, the back and
You like
forth,
that
the
banger?
double tombstones. Oh my goodness. What a game.
Gator, I'm not sure. I can't remember having seen you perform quite so dominantly. I mean, you were driving force that game. Your zombies were blocking hooks. You were sapping the strength constantly. You were keeping teammates alive. How did it feel in the midst of those chaotic team fights? How did you keep your head on straight?
I just kept spamming buttons,
As one does, right?
Yes.
If you hit
I
all the
just,
buttons, it all works out.
Yes. I was trying to keep everybody alive and keep everybody together, and yeah, I had to. Otherwise, they would have ran over us with that tanky team they had.
How is
So,
the
yeah.
energy with the net worth difference? You probably couldn't see from the game, but you guys were neck and neck almost the entire game. Those team fights just felt like they could go either way. A-Carrot spamming out all those daggers. How was the energy? Did you feel like you were going to win the entire game? Were there points where you thought you were going to lose?
No, whenever we had that fight at the Roach Pit and we lost that one there, I thought we was going downhill after that. But we turned it around. We got it together. We had a good game. Everybody worked together. It was all right.
It's a
It-
pretty
it may
tinky
not-
draft.
I was
Go
going
ahead.
to
Yeah,
say,
theirs
it may not feel like it, but Tombstone did 6,300 damage that game. Like, but
Tombstone was
we were watching
brutal.
it felt like it was doing nothing in those fights. Like, just the sheer health pool that team had. Like, they were just ignoring it.
Yeah, Tombstone was working, and that's why I rushed Ags to zap their strength as much as I could. So yeah, zap the strength, lay down the tombstones, and heal my guys. That's what I tried to do.
Well, awesome job, Gator. Great job pulling together against a difficult to kill draft and a very strong player. Looking forward to seeing your team perform more in the future. And thanks for joining us for the interview.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, Galix. Where does that
What
leave
a
us
match.
with
What a
the
match,
status
dude.
of the games?
Let's take a look here. So it looks like that was the last game. It looks like Kettle ended up taking round 2, putting him back up into the positive position, and Forbidden Carrot takes down OP as well. So it looks like we have Forbidden Carrot versus A-Carrot, the battle of the carrots. We have BKB versus Kettle of Ketchup, and OP versus Marks in round 3. I am very excited to see this battle of the carrots game.
Yeah, let's watch it. Let's do it.
Absolutely. Let's get Tyler. Can you bring Tyler back up in here while I get us set up?
Let's find out. I think I still cannot move people.
Once again, I wanted to thank all of you for joining us this evening. We really do appreciate you all being here with us. If you have a chance, can you please hit the like and subscribe button? It really does help out the channel. It helps us sponsor and do a lot more of these events that you guys love watching. Let me go ahead and grab them and get them pulled up here. Tyler,
That-
what a game, bro. What a game.
I did say the tank strat wasn't gonna work.
Well, they punished him very heavily with the Undying rushing Ags to really push the team's strength against them. It was very easily understandable.
And then they bought the pipe, which also kind of helped with the Leshrac. The pipe was pulled.
Absolutely.
I think what made me laugh, General, is like if you were cheating, I will catch you.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. We do try to keep eyes on things. Of course we're not perfect, but this is a friendly game, so we try to keep things pretty low to the ground here.
Makes sense.
So yeah, but like, did you see? It felt like almost like a throw from BKB Hater right there at the end.
Yeah, it did. Like he shouldn't have committed to the Weaver. The Weaver had an nullifier and was just waiting for him to use his
Exactly. He was out
Right.
scot-free. He had the invisibility. He did not need to engage there.
feel like he thought he could pick off the Weaver, but I think that was a bit of a greedy play that backfired significantly, especially not knowing that he didn't have buyback.
Absolutely. It was very, very. It felt like if he would have just waited for at least a few more of his teammates to be able to re-engage, if maybe the ogre had buyback to be able to stun lock them, but like having his buyback down and then engaging in the fight with the two people with null or with the two people with the ability to disable him, it felt like it was just a bad thing waiting to happen. Maybe he felt stronger. Maybe he felt stronger because they didn't have, maybe the magic resistance. Maybe he was like, look, I have ethereal form, I have bloodstone, I have the ability to stop them from healing. Maybe I can take them. And maybe it was just a bad calculation. But it is
Yeah.
unfortunate.
I also noticed Pudge didn't scale very well that game.
Did you notice the Revenant's brooch?
I did. I was not happy with it. Well, like, so the thing is, it makes you do more magic damage, but the sole purpose of Pudge is to stand there and not die. That's your sole purpose, not to do more magic damage. You want more magic damage, buy Shivas and get like Ags. That's how I feel about that. I don't feel like the Revenant's brooch was like ideal.
Absolutely.
I mean, the lifesteal on it, fine. The extra magic damage on it, fine. But in that game, I don't think that was what they needed. They needed like, I don't know. They could have even bought a sheep stick for A carrot, and that would have made very miserable for him because like
Well,
he
I
only
feel
has
like
BKB.
Akira was playing very, very from the back and from the sidelines, just basically trying to let his team engage, scream to displace, and then picking off the stragglers, especially with the Octarine Core and the Kaya and Yasha. It was just
Refreshers.
yeah, like it was just very easy for them to kind of circle around and just play cleanup crew. Kind of like a herding dog almost, like circle them up and then pick off the stragglers. It was
think
just
he
a
was- I
very
think he
interesting
was-
line.
I think when I saw A carrot, he was just backlining and picking off whoever was isolated away from their team or was low on health, and then he would just leave the team fight after that. Because when I was watching, I thought, okay, their team's basically over this fight because BKB haters team just killed 3 of them and killed the PA, which was huge, and the PA didn't get her satanic off. But then I looked, A carrot just killed 3 of them. So it's
Yeah.
like it doesn't really matter.
The
at
the
that point.
Ags bounce,
It's
the
like-
Ags bounce on screen is insane in this match, as given form that we just saw, like against a full tank team. Like he was able to do so much damage with it. Like let me go back and I'll look at the breakdown on it. Um, just on the damage from Queen of Pain alone, Scream of Pain did 50,000 damage, before reductions. But still, like that did 30,000 damage on Shadow Strike as well. Like just the sheer amount of damage that you get with the Ags and the Octarine core being able to throw it out all over the place is absolutely insane.
Yeah. It's a lot of burst.
But we're going into the battle of the carrots now. We have Forbidden Carrot versus A Carrot. There was a little bit of trash talk going into this game. They were talking about how they could just settle this 1v1. Have the carrots kind of duke it out in the garden, so to speak. Do you think we're going to see a Queen of Pain ban right off the bat here, Tyler?
I think we could see a Queen of Pain ban go through, but I wouldn't be like it wouldn't surprise me. But I think
Dark Willow.
Dark Willow, I've seen that coming.
Just as greedy, just as disgusting. Absolutely
Even
terrifying. Ags and attack speed, and it's over.
Even with the nerfs, she's still disgustingly powerful.
Wyvern Man coming out as well. Like I said at the beginning of our discussions here. We've traded one Frost support for another. Wyvern coming in and basically filling the void that Lich left, and it feels so good and so bad at the same time. It just depends on what side of the team you're on.
And Phoenix has been banned.
Another very, very interesting good core ban here as well. Trying to cut off Solar Torch's picks over here.
Yeah. Phoenix is very powerful in the right hands, and so is Winter Wyvern. Being able to isolate one person and just completely obliterate them with the double curse.
Absolutely.
And OD, one of the strongest mid laners.
Chaos Knight ban here too. That seems a little kind of off tempo for them. Do you think they're trying to protect something?
I think they're trying to protect their like, because the thing with Chaos Knight is Okay, Myrta, that's for Forbidden, clearly.
Yeah, the Chaos Knight just seems out of place for like the players on this team. Maybe it's for Wusong because that's like a comfort pick for Wusong.
Yeah, that's what I'm starting to think. I think the Chaos ban was Wusong. Oracle's been picked.
Very, very strong support with the disarm and the built-in BKB, as well as like the immortality that you get. Very strong support in the last two patches, and very happy to see him here tonight.
And the overall healing output that Oracle can put out is just disgusting.
Someone's trying to get those healing points tonight.
It's worse than playing against Dazzle. And there goes Lich.
Oh,
Lich
once
has been
again.
put in the pool. And Silencer's been banned.
I do apologize. I do apologize to those of you watching. We will not be able to post the points this evening for the league. We will have to go through and audit everything before we'll be able to post them. But we will have them posted probably tomorrow morning on the Discord channel if you want to check your standings.
Undying has been banned out.
Another good ban here.
They really don't want to deal with Tombstone, and Silencer's gone too. They really don't want to deal with Silence. And Witch Doctor has been picked 2-3 games in a row now, so
with the amount of damage Witch Doctor has put out is insane.
Yeah. With the double coconut bounce and the Maledict getting buffed at level 30 for 8 more seconds, that's a lot of damage you can put out.
Absolutely. Tidehunter ban is well coming out over here. They really just don't want to be able to be. There's not going to be a lot of team fight capabilities, or at least not like a lot of explosive team fights that we've traditionally seen.
They don't seem to want to be CC'd very long, so okay, Leshrac.
Oh, A Carrot went up against a Lesh, and he's like, no, Lesh is really good. Now, the Oracle with the magic immunity can put them in an awkward position over here, but I think they're more concerned with Leshrac just being able to output more damage than they can heal through.
Yeah, Leshrac has a lot of AoE damage, and like, if they make, like, Lich manages to grab Oracle, I'm pretty sure Oracle probably most likely won't be able to get abilities off before Leshrac will delete Oracle.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot of Yules in this game, Tyler.
Yeah, I can tell there's going to be a lot of Wind Wakers this game.
The
to
question
avoid.
is where are they
Bane.
going to go? It's a very long disable, but all Leshrac has to do is run his ult and get off Edict, and it's like they don't really care. Primal, that's who I was looking to see. I was wanting to see who is their big tanky offlaner that can really punish all these casters. You know, he can build a pipe, he can build the blade mail, he can get the backline really easily. I feel like Primal Beast is a very good pick here.
Primal is also a huge counter at level 25 if you know what his talent does, General.
What does his
He
talent
is-
do for those watching?
He completely is immune to slows and brutes when he's using trample. So Lich won't be able to stop him, Sniper won't be able to slow him, Leshrac won't be able to stun him. He'll be able to just completely backline and catch their backline off very easily.
Yeah, they do have the slippery little Weaver over here again that we saw in like previous games. You know, from actually the very last game that we saw. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And then coming in here with a sniper as well. You know, being able to pick off the Bane and the Oracle from very far away. However, the Oracle, if they time it correctly, can basically negate the existence of the sniper.
I thought when the last game was being played and there was Weaver, I thought that we were going to see Weaver support because Weaver support is very strong.
Yeah, but
For
well,
everybody who doesn't know this, Weaver's ulti with Octarine Core has a 25-second cooldown, so he can constantly keep saving his teammates as many times as he wants.
I mean, we've seen Artie play with the carries. Like he's very good at assessing the threats, and you know the lineups that they have with him and Tiger Eyes in the safe lane that we've seen tonight have been very rewarding. The ban
And
goes out
Dragon
on the DK. Yes, I don't think I've seen a single DK pick this evening.
No, there has not been one DK pick where he has gone through. He has such a high win rate at this moment due to all the buffs he got. He's just absolutely devastating to play against, and nobody wants to deal with that. So they're just going to ban it out and get rid of it immediately.
Yeah, they just do not want to engage with this. Lena ban as well.
Lena is nerfed in terms of spell power, but she's still very viable as a right clicker.
Absolutely.
She's a lot with right click damage. She probably hits for about. You think PA hits hard? Lena can hit just as hard, just as fast.
Do you think they're going to pick more of a tankier core here and maybe send the sniper probably mid or Weaver probably safe lane, right? Do you think they're just saving their pause 3 pick for the end over here on A-Carrot's team?
I think that's what they're doing, yes. I think they're saving it for the final. So I think when I look at feed our carry team, they need either another core or
Ooh,
another.
picking the Quap to deny the Quap as well.
Okay.
A really good play.
So no quap for a carrot this time. So I'm assuming Forbidden is probably on the quap this time and saying, "Hey, I'm gonna outdo you like you did last game."
Yeah, they do have the Leshrac lineup over here, which worked very well as we saw in the previous games that he's been played. He's a very strong, very good core in this meta that we're seeing right now. He can just really punish all these backliners that want to just do heavy agility. It just feels like agility carries are really bad right now. It's all about the strength carries with Dragon Knight, Tiny, all these
Yeah.
heavy right clickers.
And
Puck
Puck is
coming
the
out
guy.
for the close.
And to make things worse, the thing about Bane is not only does Bane's ult pierce immunity, but it's by far the longest stun in the game.
Dire just
Yes.
And it steals mana on top of that. So not only are you being stun locked to death, you're also losing your mana.
Absolutely, absolutely miserable hero to go up against. Even if it's a Bane mid as well, that's something that can be absolutely devastating for them to deal with.
Yeah, I've gotten two-shotted by Bane mid before. It's not a joke. It hurts.
It's
Like
it's.
Ags, Conda, and all that other stuff is just.
I
disgusting.
feel like an absolute donkey losing to losing to a Bane mid. Like it feels so embarrassing, but it's a very hard matchup in most cases. Like Like in Feeble, you can't last hit. Brain Zap, you can't harass them. And it's like when they hit 6, you're just locked down. The rotations come in and you are dead.
Keep in mind of another thing. He can invis alt you on top of the fact of every time he puts you to sleep, he gets 100 and some percent attack speed if he gets the proper face it for right click. So he's actually hitting you very, very hard, very fast. And Bane is the only hero that can do that. He's the only hero that can put you to sleep and literally just auto you down. He doesn't even have to ult you. He'll most likely just kill you by putting you to sleep.
Absolutely. Well, Tyler, thank you very much for the game breakdown and the draft pick. We will look forward to talking to you guys, or talking to you after the game, after we see how this plays out between the Battle of the Carrots and the Garden.
It's good.
We'll
Enjoy
talk
the
to you
game.
here soon.
Yep.
Oh man, what a draft here, Flam.
Yeah, I'm worried about this primal and him getting kited a little bit. There's gonna be difficult maybe to get into the sniper the way he wants to. The save potential from the Oracle is pretty brutal. I'm curious to see Solar Torch's Bane because I've never seen him play this hero before. Hero that feels pretty strong in the right hands, but takes a lot of getting used to for sure.
Do you think this could
Not really
potentially
my
be?
specialty.
Do you think this could potentially be a Bane mid?
Maybe. I think it's more likely to be Primal or Quap mid.
Good opportunity.
Probably Quap mid. I don't see Quap being played anywhere else. This is probably a Bane 4 position.
Okay.
Man, I would be a
I feel like a Bane into Puck could also be really devastating as well. You
It's
get
true.
lucky, you get them locked down, which is what you want against the Puck. You need to be able to hold him in place, and they have the lineup to be able to do that.
It's not a matchup I know. I do feel like Bane, obviously, with a grip, can really ruin Puck's day.
Hey, Carrot,
So
coming
even
up high ground,
without,
Forbidden sees him.
even if they're not laning against each other, then the Bane could have a pretty high impact on a Carrot's game with the right positioning. So
I feel like we're going to see a fight for this rune right here. All 5 are clustered up. This is going to be very interesting. Primal does have the charge to displace. It looks like he went Trample as well, so he can engage in this. Trample's going out. Forbidden Carrot's in a bad position over here. He's taking the damage from the shrapnel. The root gets off on a perfect foregrip over there. Spin is going out. Going to take down the Weaver. The Primal could also go down here. Shrapnel's going out. There's so much damage. Solar goes to sleep. It's nap time, but he's still going to get burned. Double kill going out to the sniper at the start of the game. 3 kills total for Dire. This is not the start that you want to see.
yeah, definitely pretty strong start. I'm a little curious about the decision to just commit full on for that rune. Is what it is. Here we are. Puck famously very good against Quap, so this is going to be a tough lane, tough game for Forbidden, even with that, especially with that strong start. The XP that Puck got being around those 3 kills. But Puck can just phase shift to block Dagger and dodge Scream of Pain, and also Coil can kill you as Quap because it prevents you from blinking away.
Once again, one of the most miserable matchups you can go into as a support is like seeing a Bane in your lane. It is so hard as a support to deal with because you just get slept. You can't really do anything. Primal goes down pretty early on over here. Looks like overextending into this Weaver. Like we saw last game, like this Weaver is not afraid of being aggressive, and Tiger Eyes is really good at just like assessing the situations and locking down to it. Solar Torch may also go down here. Does he have the sleep? He does have the sleep. There's still level 1 into level 3 Weaver over here. Tiger Eyes comes in with a Q, gets the slow, gets the pulse, going to go down for that. Can he also take down the Primal Beast? He has the damage, he has the suck. Going back in, going Q in. He has the heal from the Lotus. He could engage in this, but it looks like they're just going to scare him off. Level 4 Weaver at 2 minutes in is absolutely terrifying in the safe lane for the Dire.
And Bane just barely hit too, so looking bad in the top lane. It's only gonna get worse.
The Weaver is the same level as the Queen of Pain. Gator does get the kill off on Wusong. Dire is winning very aggressively in the off lane and the safe lane right now. And, you know, it's not looking much better for A-Carrot over here. His ult could be coming down. Forbidden is going to maybe... Oh, the burn and the dodge! Puck does get 6 and has bottle. Gonna recover.
This
I feel like
game...
this is going to be a quick game.
Yeah, this looks like a stomp already.
I mean, we
Not
have
the
seen
kind you want
here-
from your primal either. Looks like the wrong kind of stomp.
Now, as someone who's played with Zed will come out of there and surprise you on his Oracle, you know, like, if they have enough time, could potentially flip a few fights. We've seen how quickly these games can turn around.
Yeah, and if the game goes later, there are weaknesses in the Dire draft. They don't really have a big HP pool. A single Omnislash can just destroy Sniper, Lesh.
Soul Torch maybe going down here as well. They have level 5, could potentially dive an extension here. Wants to save for the 6.
And look at the last assist denies. Dire topping the charts, 5k net worth difference already. Oof.
Oh my goodness. Top 3 players is 2, 1, and 3. What an existence that you already have in this game. Forbidden Carrot coming
Now
bottom,
Quap
trying to
can.
grab. Gator goes down. Spoon could also go down. 2 rotations coming back in. The Lich is coming in and A-Carrot as well. Coil goes out. Goes in with the Q, trying to put him in a good position. Leash is going to get hit. They get gripped. Instantly deleted. Wusong trying to come in with the healing ward to put him in a better position, but still not a place you want to be. Wusong may go down here. Goes down with the healing ward. Goes out with a spin, not to get caught out. Phase shift, immediately dodging the Oracle grip. Solar Torch, they may be able to get out the Weaver. Weaver hits that 6, immediately goes back out under tower. Not in a position to pull him out of place. Gator gets rooted. It looks like he went the facet that does not hit buildings on Edict.
Yeah, Misanthropy. It's generally the preferred facet these days on Lesh, just because winning lane is so important. This lets you dive tower, and you have a much quicker time to kill most enemy heroes in the early game, when Lesh is at his strongest with the Edict.
Forbidden Carrot circling back in to get the Quap. Does he have the Coil to follow up with? It's 15 seconds down. He does have the Witchblade for the burn. Forbidden Carrot's not in a good spot over here. Coming out with the high 5 on the Weaver.
Solar Torch probably gonna die here too. The bug's eating his armor, and there he is.
Unfortunate.
Rise in my presence.
Yeah, Jug's just not getting farm, and now they have 4 people in this bottom lane, and they aren't they gonna be able to do anything with this? Forbidden's level 7 and hunting desperately for a kill. This just looks like desperation plays at this point.
Hell out of Radiant's bottom tower.
They can still very quickly turn this around.
Yeah, in Turbo it can go quickly, right? But they have disadvantageous matchups, and that makes it a little tougher. And there we go. You see the puck.
Immediately goes down. A-Carrot gets the zip out. Solar Torch is not even level 6 yet.
Yeah, if you were 6, maybe you can get the return kill there.
It just is a very difficult lineup. Primal Beast trying to get out of there, also super low. Very easy for the Weaver to dive this and close it out. He gets the stomp off. He could potentially grip him under tower, but the Lich just comes in, cues him, and puts him in a slow position where he can just take him down.
I'm marking this in my journal. This is a day to remember.
Bottom Sniper getting the cues off. A-Carrot just absolutely decimating this garden.
Top tower to go down to the catapult wave.
Basketball. Radiant's top
Weaver
And now we'll
level
see
9.
Weaver probably rotating in towards mid to secure mid tower.
Falcon Blade and Maelstrom already done on Weaver. It looks like it's sitting in backpack on its way over. They do get a pick off on the puck. That is a massive play for them.
that thing is standing
Forbidden
up.
Carrot
Yep, that was the
getting
Fiend
himself
script used.
1,200 gold.
Radiant's bottom tower.
So chance for a comeback based off of that mistake from the A-Carrot puck. That is 4 rotations to the mid lane.
Radiant might want to haul some of this down to their bottom.
So they're leaving their Jug
Gator in a
maybe
bad,
position here.
Dagon does go down. They could potentially finish picking off Gator over here. He is very low. They don't really want to dive under tower right now, especially with the sniper and the Tiger Eyes sitting back here. Weaver just free farming. The Juggernaut has been forced into the jungle right now. Can't even farm in lane without getting picked off.
Yeah, you got the puck, but you're still behind on farm. Your jug is more than doubled by the opposing sniper.
Charging in, Forbidden
So is
Carry
that-
gets the grip. Oh no, here comes the Lich Ult. Can he go down? Oh no!
It's a killing spree over here.
Gets the Lich, but at what cost?
Don't look now. But
Miles away being chased. Weaver
Weaver
rotating in from the
circling back
side.
in, very easily
Sandwiching.
close this out. Solar Torch is here. He could sleep to potentially save. He does get the sleep off. Blade Mail's going out.
Edict.
if you're a fan of Alien's top tower, I shut my eyes right now.
What?
Gator dying
What
on the
a
blade mail.
massive
Primal
amount of
Beast.
damage.
Smoke does come out. They have a DD rune. They find Forbidden Carry in the river.
Gets him out. He is silenced. There is double damage. Oh no! How unfortunate.
Nice dodge from the puck. Mind games putting out the orb and then not jumping to it too. Beats the
Absolutely.
quad blink.
That's what you hate seeing. You gotta respect A Carrot's puck though. Like the timing and the skill dodging and knowing when the cast animations start to be able to absolutely maximize that phase shift. Like it is so frustrating to go against, but you have to respect the skill that it takes to play the hero.
Radiant's throwing all they've got.
Yeah, unfortunately, they just didn't quite have Bane ulti back up for killing puck there. DD
Goes back
is
in,
still
zips
on
out.
quap.
Could potentially
don't have
get out.
detection,
They
though.
don't. No detection. He gets to walk out scot-free. Tiger Eyes is up here. They're ready to turn. They could very easily take Forbidden down. They get the grip off. There's a lot of damage going on. He has the blink. He does get out. They see him there. Stomp is coming in. Frost
Here
Armor
comes
going
puck.
out. Silenced on Forbidden. Could easily go down here. They could very easily take the Primal Beast. Bane is rotating in. They could very easily get a pick here. He has the Fiend's grip up. They have the team up. They could very easily rotate in here and play off the Jug ultimate. They don't have the ability to dodge it. They grip him. They get him up. A Carrot goes out with the silence, immediately canceling it.
Jug is
Blade
here
Mail
as
goes out.
well.
Jug is going
All
on. He has
bugs.
all bugs, all places. Could he get this off? Could Wusong? He jumps in. Is he going to be able to get the slide off? He does! Immediately canceling the Juggernaut ultimate. How unfortunate. Spoon
And,
coming in
Sniper
very
showed up.
easily. Cleanup crew coming in. Drops him down. Disarms the Weaver. Puts him in a bad position. Could potentially kill him here. He does get out of there scot-free. Coming back in. A Carrot is not done with you yet. Unfortunate.
Probably asbestos.
25-8 at 10 minutes in.
Yeah, not what you want to see. Jug spending all that time farming, trying to recover, and comes in and it doesn't quite get the good Omni Slash he needs. So I think the window is fast closing for the Radiant to take control back of the game.
Well,
They
it's
don't
what
even
we
have
see-
big street gold to clean up
we've
quite so
seen with
much.
A-Carrot- We've seen with A-Carrot so many times, like, absolutely, completely run away with leads. And, like, this is where he's playing his A game, you know. Both of his off lane and safe laners performed very well. And now he's just maximizing the value.
They do find the pick off on Spoon to get the streak onto the Jug, so that's quite nice. So maybe I spoke too soon. Suddenly 3 dead.
A-Carrot and Forbidden hiding in the jungle together. Blinks out, does not want to engage. Is he going to get stunned? They're charging in on A-Carrot. He doesn't have the blink out. He could potentially... You got him! He doesn't phase shift. Is the bubble out? He does get to leave.
Close to having the right timing to prevent him from jumping to the orb, but not quite.
A half second. But it's like, it's what do you do in that situation? Do you wait the half second and let him phase shift and blink anyway, or do you grip and hope someone can follow up?
Yeah, it's a tough call. Maybe there was a window where the orb wasn't over the cliff yet, and he could have waited a little longer. I'm not sure. So it's tough. He really just needs follow-up silence.
Leash going out on the Bane. Forbidden Carrot circling back in on Spoon. Spoon has the damage with Mask of Madness, pushing him back. The knockback distance is insane. He has a moon shard.
In the vicinity of Dyer's top tower.
Oh no.
That baby is coming down.
You are not ever going to
Yeah.
get close enough to that sniper to be able to deal with him, especially like in melee range.
Quap might have found that kill if her ulti was up, but she does not have the ulti, so she just gets peeped down by the little dwarf man with a gun. Very sad. See him get a triple kill, and now he's even further above the Juggernaut.
Who would win, an actual succubus from one of the 9 layers of hell, or a man with a wireless hole puncher?
Yeah, exactly right. We don't think too hard about the lore here in Dota. We just enjoy the peeps. There's literally just a squirrel with like a toy fucking bow defeating elder gods. Don't worry about it. Don't think about it.
Goes gets
Like,
the pick off
Marty's
backline
literally
on the
just-
sniper. Juggernaut has a follow-up here, gets the ult. Oh my goodness, the Lotus Orb could have potentially been devastating. Ult goes out. Wusong's taking some hits. Is he going to split? It does expire just in time, but Wusong's in a bad position, going out fast. Dive going out.
Wusong
Forbidden
lives,
Spirit
though.
has so much damage. Could they take out someone? Everyone's so low. Lotus Orb goes out. Waze is going down. Solar Torch is in the backline over here trying to do something.
Oracle successfully saves Jug, but now their damage is gone. Weaver's just gonna chase them down.
Weaver is in a bad position. He's disarmed. He's already used his glimpse. Could they take him down? Could they get a Q? Can Solar Torch finish this up? He gets the sleep. It's not enough. He gets the escape. Tiger Eyes is going to go down for that, but the Weaver gets to slide away. Meanwhile, Puck is devastating to the top tower.
Solar Torch just saved Weaver by sleeping him.
Oh no. Oh, the
Unfortunately.
follow-up! Puck has no mana.
There's
Can
the grab.
someone get in there in time? Solar Torch could right-click him. Can he? They're teleporting in. He's blinked out. Could they follow this up? He blinks out and he walks away scot-free. He gets the whip off. He gets the ult. They have the Dagon. He has just enough mana. They could potentially do something here. He's going to teleport out. Does he have the Scream? He doesn't have the Scream. They don't have any disables. How unfortunate.
Puck getting away with absolute murder. Full duration Fiend's Grip, not enough. No mana, doesn't matter. Blink Dagger doesn't cost mana, so. Unfortunate. Not quite
Dyer's
the
gonna
coordination
take-
you need to see.
Takes the bottom tier 2 in exchange for that Benny Hill exchange. Ult going out. Gator is so low. Can he potentially just walk away from Glimmer Valve? You forgot an item in the update. Wusong trying to go in here. Edict burning through. Sniper coming in for the cleanup. Not enough healing. Can he potentially go down to the Leshrac? Leshrac does go down. The ult's going up. Enfeeble is going down. The Weaver does not have the damage. The Blade Mail is out on the Primal. Is it going to be enough? Spoon could potentially go down here. He's 1 pip. Zeus ulti.
Only Bane and Oracle left. Just two
Unfortunately, it
measly
looks like
supports
they're
and
going
the
to go down
A-carrot.
as well.
Cleans
Oh.
up. 28k net worth difference now. The game is continuing to speed up. We had Mjolnir Ags up on Puck. Puck can now probably just Dream Coil and like 1v kill pretty much anybody on the Radiant except for Primal, 100 to 0. Mjolnir, crit, Witchblade. Yeah, it's very scary. No boots. You don't need boots. You are
Forbidden
able to blink
Carrot
everywhere you want to.
deleted instantly by the Weaver's damage. He has Daedalus and Satanic and the Maelstrom. So much right click coming from him.
This is a good opportunity to learn.
Racks are going down bottom. A-Carrot's pushing the mid tower. Their tower is down on top. I think this window might be closed. Radiant does not have a good high ground defense team in this lineup. Oh, Primal immediately gets his ult canceled by the Lich, and he's getting peeped. He cannot walk up to Spoon. Wusong coming back out. He doesn't have mana. Manta Style is eating a lot of that illusion. The illusions are eating a lot of the damage, but it's not enough. Stun, pumped, dumped.
Weaver
Solar Torch
pays,
gets the
walks into fountain, gets gripped.
Immediately
Okay.
throwing Tiger Eyes back into the fountain. The Aeon's Disc is keeping him alive, though. The ult goes back out. There's nobody else in there, so it doesn't look like it's going to punish him too hard. A-Carrot diving in the fountain. Gator could also go down here. His team is gone. Why are you still here? Blinks out, immediately splits out. Sniper doing cleanup on the...
repeatedly choosing to dive the enemy fountain and die is a choice that you can make in Dota, and is one that Dire have chosen here. But they're still going to clean up these wrecks. Only a couple remaining here, soon to be Mega, soon to be GG, no doubt.
I'm very curious to see how much damage the fountain did in that fight. Looks like there goes the last Rex. They are going to try and pick off the sniper. He is disarmed. They do have the blade mail. They can really punish him for engaging here. He could get peeped. Oh no, the A-Carrot coming back in for the save. The blade mail's coming out and the Lotus Orb. Can they get the sniper? The spin to win! A-Carrot is in a bad position. Oh, can he turn? Wusong, can you turn? You don't have ult. He needs to take down the A-Carrot right now. He gets the blink out. Oh my goodness.
It's not enough.
Solar blinks back out. He can TP. Can they kill him? They get him. Woo! What
Nice
a play
read
by
by
the
Quaffler.
Radiant here.
Yeah, almost let the puck slip through their fingers again, but nope. They get one last revenge kill before these Mega Creeps start marching into their base.
You gotta love that these guys don't quit though. They're gonna take it down. Like you may beat us, but it's not gonna be easy for you.
What's a gold on the jug? I'm gonna look to buy another item.
Potentially get his Ags here. Yeah, having the double ultimate is really nice. So
Wonder if we
much
see
bigger.
let's go for Aegis now, most likely. We'll close out the game.
That could be a potential. Set up for the puck to rotate in as well. Or it might be Weaver. Weaver on Aegis.
Yeah, Weaver probably takes us.
Or they could give it to Tiger for a double death ultimate on the Chain Frost.
They could. It would make the walking into the fountain and dying make a little more sense, potentially. Nope, they're gonna give it to the sniper, actually. It's like...
Spoon Divine Rapier. We have a Rapier out here. It could
This is so
very
unnecessary.
Parasma Sniper?
Parasma Mask of Madness Rapier Sniper is...
Am I missing
is-
something?
This is the wildest build of all time.
Kettle would be proud.
I don't know what I'm looking at here. Oh my god.
Oh,
it's
man.
working though. You can't fault it. It's working.
I mean, every time Primal has tried to charge Spoon, he just punishes him with take aim and headshots. There goes the last tier 4. I think they get one more fight before the game ends. Weaver, once again, addicted to this fountain in here. Gets the zip out, is gonna die for it. Oh no, he does not die before the game is over. How unfortunate.
And a swift execution here. Dead victory. Claimed over the Radiant. The Shrek pick. The sniper pick. The puck pick. Just taking off. And this Primal Jug never really had a chance to shine.
I would like to see how much damage that Witchblade did, and how much the sniper. I need to go right to breakdown right now. I'm sorry. I need to know if this is the new meta. Witchblade did a total of 485 damage, and Parasma did 444. So it is. I think it may be good, but maybe it just didn't get its time to shine.
If you guys buy Parasma Sniper in pubs with me, I will report you. I will unfriend you. I will block all communication. I will grief you in my casts. I will make fun of you. That is the promise. I will find your children when they start to play Dota, and I will grief their games.
So,
do not build Parasma on Sniper.
Speaking of Parasma Sniper, let's bring the sniper up here and just discuss that build. Spoon!
Alright, but you have to interview him. I can't restrain myself.
What a game, Spoon. What a game. Like, that was a hell of a performance. Can you tell us a little bit about your build?
Me?
Yeah, you're live. You're live on the streamer stage. Can you tell us a little bit about your sniper build?
Yeah, I've tested it out before, and I felt like going Charisma as a second item is a stronger build.
So, with Sniper's intelligence base here, how do you maximize the ability from the Witchblade and the Parasma? Like, because like if we're looking at the breakdown here, like I feel like we just didn't get to see the build perform because the game ended so quickly. But I think the Witchblade and Parasma did a total of about 900 damage combined throughout the game. So is like what is the thought process in the lineup going Mask of Madness into the Moonshard into Parasma? Like how do you like where is this good? What are the strengths you look for in it? What is the team lineup that you play this against?
It's mostly just using the R ability and then putting on the Mask of Madness. That's how I play the sniper.
Okay. So did
How-
you just with the changes to Phylactery and Conda, is this kind of the build that you've migrated to with the sniper presses R?
I mean the take aim
With the take
aim
aim?
ability. Yeah.
Why? How did you decide to go for the rapier at the end? Did you just want to close out the game with style? Were you having a little fun, or was there a desperation where you're like, okay, we really need to do damage to end this game?
I felt like Primal couldn't shut me down, so I just went rapier to maximize damage output.
Absolutely. Well, it worked out for you guys very easily, we can see on that game. Was there any part of the game where you were a little concerned of whether or not you guys were gonna, maybe have to worry about like doing some defense, or like was there anything like you were concerned in any of those team fights about?
Maybe around the time I bought my shard ability.
Absolutely. Well, Spoon, I appreciate you coming in and talking with us. Good luck when it goes into your final rounds, and we'll be talking to you soon.
Thank you.
Very, very interesting take. I was seeing if he was maybe changing from, how Parasma has been, or not Parasma, how Conda got changed now. Like it feels like it's a waste of an item. I feel like the sniper ultimate does proc the Parasma, and it could deal some damage, and maybe, it just didn't see some time to come online.
I have feelings about this discussion.
I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, Flam. The man swears by it, and they did just win. So
You cannot argue with the results.
exactly.
I'll tell you what. I will try Parasma Sniper in some of my games, and I'll maybe there's something to it. The projectile speed. Sniper could benefit from that potentially.
I would like to
He
know.
does have a high int gain, so he
A-Carrot's
does get some
team-
good damage over time.
A-Carrot's team is undefeated.
Ooh.
So, very easily, very easy to, justify this build and this man's strats. This guy has been the kamikaze offlane that was pioneered in the early ages of the internationals, right? I forget who it was. Was it? Oh, I cannot remember which pro player, but it's like they said, like it used to be the offlane was like you take your little scraps and you get the best that you can out of the lane. And I forget who it was that came along with the kamikaze style with the absolute crazy diving in the off lane, and you just make their pause one's life a living hell. And I feel like this man fully embraced that spirit and is like the avatar of those crazy offlaners that we love to see in these games.
Of course, and from the get go, the sniper had a big impact with the shrapnel cast at the rune fight. So definitely had
Taking
a
the
nice
double
impact
kill.
to that game. Yes, understanding the annoyance factor of the sniper hero and pushing along with that on Puck's power timings to make things happen around the map. So well played to all of A-Carrot's team, a well-deserved undefeated streak so far. Do you think anybody's going to be able to take them down tonight?
I was kind of hoping, BKB Carrot, not BKB Carrot, BKB. Sorry, For those of you aware, we have a lot of carrots in the guild. This is an older joke.
I'm gonna have to steal that name, BKB Carrot.
BKB carrot, yeah, patent that one. Trademark flam. So, I was hoping BKB hater, and they watching that game, like looking back at that game, they were so close. They were so close, and it was just like one mistake cost them the game. You know, who? Let's take a look at the standings right now and just see who could potentially go up against them. So, as we currently have in the standings right now, Forbidden was in the second seat, right? The other two that we have that could potentially go against them is OP and Kettle. But who faced against them in the round one? It was A Carrot got a bye round one, so it could be Kettle. It could be Kettle, or it could be OP going up against them in the finals. They may not be at the top seat, but they definitely are contesting it. Kettle with these unorthodox builds, as we've seen in previous games, like we saw, what was it, 2 weeks ago? A Carrot's winner Wyvern up against the Lena from Kettle and just kiting them the whole game, absolutely put them in a position to overthrow them and completely go undefeated. So it's like we have seen the matchup between Kettle and A Carrot before, and it is very evenly matched.
Yeah, I think it could go. That they could be the one to dethrone them. I think I would like to see that and see what Kettle picks. Honestly, even just like Kettle's performance on that tank earlier was pretty inspiring. I don't know. I haven't kept track of what he's been playing tonight, but maybe he's continued to have such an effect. And if he does win lane against A-Care, that would be enough. I think in a lot of circumstances to bring down A-Care's team around him. So.
Absolutely.
We shall see.
In fact, I think we should actually have a chat with A Carrot and just see what he thinks about the tournament so far.
Oh, absolutely. I think it'd be a good time to interview the man himself.
Absolutely. What do you guys think watching? Do you think we should have a quick interview with the Carrot? I mean, I feel like I already know the answer to that, so let's bring him up here.
You take this one, Galix.
A Carrot, how are you doing, bud? Absolutely. Great to hear it. You guys have been doing a very stellar performance tonight. How do you think you guys are going in looking into the finals being completely undefeated right now? Absolutely. Did you, I saw the Leshrak pick on your team. Was that more of a spite pick from the previous game against BKB Hater? Absolutely. You got to show them how it's really done, right?
Is Plasma Sniper the future of sniper builds? Wow. Strong opinions. Tell me how you really feel, man.
I will disagree. I know a lot of people are flaming the sniper build. I feel it has potential. You can build intelligence very easily on sniper. He has a pretty okay intelligence gain per level. I feel like we just didn't get to see the potential of the build because of how quickly A Carrot was out there, harvesting the fields, so to speak. Absolutely.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Yeah.
It's looking like you may be going into potentially the revenge matchup this week against Kettle of Ketchup. Are you looking forward to that rematch in the mid lane against him? Absolutely. Do you have any words for Kettle that might be watching this replay so that way he knows how you feel going into the matchup should you two go head to head? Well, hey, come on, A Carrot. We're live broadcasting. We're probably gonna have to censor that out. So I do appreciate the words, though.
Yeah, let the man rest. He's gotta rest his quacker up for the big game. So
absolutely. Well, thank you for spending your time with us, sir.
Wow, a fascinating interview as always with A Carrot. Some have called him a quack, but I think he's one of the The greatest Dota Ducks of all time.
Well, what was it when you subbed in last week? You went up head to head against him. That's always fun.
Oh, he was countered. That game doesn't count. Willow
Ah,
against Luscious.
fair enough.
Doesn't count.
That was a
Definitely
very
don't look at the last hits at 10 minutes and how I tripled him. Don't do
yeah.
that.
That was very unfortunate. You know, me and
Skillshare.
Tyler were not having a good time in the studio watching that game.
No, it's fun. His Willow is terrifying. I love to see it tonight. Assuming Luscious banned, because that is a rough matchup.
Well, let's take a look at the other games that we have going on right now. We have, let's see. Do I not have them on Friends? Unreals and Kettle are still playing, so I don't know if I'm able to watch their game, though. Are you able to watch any of the games with Kettle?
It looks to me like they're done.
Because I'm not seeing the standings reported yet.
Tell you what, I'll go check in down there and see if I can figure out what's going on.
Sounds good. I'll bring Tyler up here. If I can find him. Once again, for those of you watching at home, if you would take this moment right now, if you could hit the like and subscribe button, it really helps us out over here. If you're looking to get some games with us, or you would like to join the guild, or come join and just play some games with us, feel free to add us on Discord. We'd love to have you in here. We'd love to have you participating in some of these events. It's not too late to get in on the action, especially even if you want to join in on the our little season of 8 weeks that we have here in our Dota Turbo League. And it looks like Tyler is offline right now. I do not know where he went. He may have had to have stepped away from his keyboard. And it looks like they did just wrap up everything over there. The last round that we have, A Carrot versus Kettle. That is the matchup that we want to see here. So we are very excited to watch that in the finals. We're going to take a quick 2-second break while we set up for the finals. Once again, if you have not subscribed, if you could take the time and do that now, it really helps out the channel and it helps out the events. Welcome back, Tyler. What a blowout of a game from A Carrot. Oh, it looks like you're muted, Tyler.
Hello.
Hey, welcome back, Tyler.
I had to go take a shower.
What an absolute bloodbath. And hey, Flam, look, I called it. It looks like we do get to see the A Carrot go toe to toe for the rematch in the final premiere match from 2 weeks ago. A Carrot versus Kettle of Ketchup. Are you a little excited for this matchup?
Always excited for this matchup.
I,
Shenanigans will ensue.
I
Gonna
do
be a
feel
bloodbath.
I do feel that Kettle kind of stirs A Carrot here a little bit in order for A Carrot to also lean into the unorthodox.
Yeah, a bit of mutual inspiration to madness is never a bad thing in a turbo brawl.
Absolutely. Very excited to see how this is going to play out. We do have Nikki, we do have Chemical Zero on the team as well. We've seen their performance tonight. You know, uh, obviously they've clawed their way all the way back up. They were down, but they are not out. They're all the way back up for the premiere match this evening. Coming back 2-1 right now, could potentially de-seat A Carrot as well, going 3-1 here. And knocking out A Carrot from his undefeated win streak. Very interesting to see how this could potentially go here.
I wonder if we'll see the 8 carat Muerta or OD come out here. Muerta's not been getting banned, so it has potentially you could slip through. Surely Weaver gets banned if they've been paying attention at all to Arte de la Muerta's performances. His Weaver is looking very, very strong.
Very exciting to see where this could potentially go. Or we could also see the unorthodox as usual, and we might even see something as crazy as a Bane mid here.
I don't know. You guys are on the Bane mid. Bane mid is definitely spooky, but it's just not in the cards in this meta. It's not. I don't think we really have any Bane mid players. I don't know. I'm sure A Carrot can potentially play it.
That is true. That is true.
It is miserable to play against. I almost don't want to see it just because I empathize too much with mid laners who have to face it. It just feels bad. You deal no damage. You can't last hit. Any harass you do is returned with brain sap. And then if they beat you level 6, they just solo kill you. It's brutal. Yep. It's just no fun. I don't like it. Make it go away. I don't want to think about it. Just give me Sleeper instead, please.
So unfortunate. So unfortunate.
I wonder if we see Storm Spirit come out, maybe. Kettle Ketchup's been playing a lot of Dazzle lately, so I suspect a Dazzle pick is in the cards too.
Yes. We've been playing quite a few. We've discovered quite a few interactions between like Winter Wyvern, Pugna, and Dazzle, right? So
yeah,
it's you basically keep the Dazzle's body alive forever. Like it is impossible. Like we've also had moments where we've watched Kettle get as he's getting chronosphered, right? He ejects the Dazzle from his body and shallow graves his body in the chronosphere. It's insane. Like Dazzle is absolutely bonkers this patch, and I am all for
Dazzle's very silly. Though Kettle's success with it has been mixed. It is countered by certain things. Axe, of course, can counter it well. AA, if A is picked, can prevent some of that healing. Anybody can go just find Dust's body and kill him. Things like Phantom Assassin, Spectre, like even like the Bounty Hunter, a Bounty Hunter pick can keep track of it pretty well. Exactly. That can be difficult for Dazzle to deal with.
I mean, I feel like Dazzle is also one of the heroes that they haven't really figured out. Like the number of changes that he's gone through over the past 10 years, like he's not even the same hero.
What are we talking about?
Dazzle. Like just the changes that he's gone through.
Dazzle.
Yeah, his ultimate keeps changing, right? It's gone from Weave to Bad Juju to this current incarnation, the Nothel Projection. I feel like there's another iteration I missed or I've forgotten about. It's been so long, I can't remember.
I thought it was the cast reduction at the cost of health.
Yeah, that's the Bad Juju.
That's the Bad Juju.
Okay. Well, I thought Bad Juju had gone through different iterations of like what it does. Like they changed how it fundamentally works.
They have changed how it works. So they removed its ability to reduce item cooldowns. There was something in between Weave and Bad Juju, and I can't remember what it was. It might have been.
I miss old Dazzle. You remember the old days with Dazzle Flam where you could Shadowgrave a whole team?
I don't remember that. That must have been a while. Like
Yeah.
maybe it was in the period I wasn't playing Dota.
That could be it. You used to be able to Shadowgrave a whole team with Dazzle if you had Ags.
When I first learned Dazzle, it was he used Weave and did the big AoE like armor shift. I remember seeing that in like TI games, and I was stressed so much about trying to figure out the math of like the optimal time of like when it's safe to engage during Weave, because it felt so scary to have the armor drop off suddenly in the middle of the fight. I don't know. I kind of miss. I get nostalgic for the old hero designs sometimes. Even like the old PL, you know, where you just march the illusions down and they never died, march them down the lanes.
Yeah, well, that just so you know, Flam, Dazzle used to be able to Shadowgrave his whole team. Back when
Sounds miserable.
Yeah, it sounds
What-
miserable. Yeah,
when
get me
it
out of
was,
there.
when it was
Unsubscribe from Dazzle Facts.
what's that item that they used to have in the game? Cooldown reduction items, Flam? I forget what they
Oh,
were.
yeah.
Well, Octarine Core and Spell Prism
Spell
together.
Prism, that's what it was. Yeah, Spell Prism with Octarine Core. He could Shadowgrave a whole team like every 3 seconds. You just weren't gonna
Disgusting.
you weren't gonna kill anybody as long as Dazzle's alive.
Do you remember the old respawn talents? Or like,
Oh,
You guys want to handle the play-by-play breakdown on this one for the draft?
oh, I suppose the play by play on the draft.
No,
Sure,
just the
sure.
draft. Just the draft. You ain't kicking me out of here that easy.
Oh, I thought I could take your job. That's fine.
So we have Tasty Tangos versus Dead. So we have OD that has been currently banned. What do you think of that, Flam? OD?
Yeah, they just don't want. They've seen what AKR OD can do to a game, and they don't want any part of that. So yeah, that's been being taken out all night. One of those heroes is so good you'll just never see it in a turbo game because people are aware.
Warlock's gone too now.
Yeah, I imagine we'll see Jakiro bans, Eon.
I would be surprised if they didn't remove Witch Doctor because like Witch Doctor's been in every game so far.
Yeah, I feel like Witch Doctor kind of slips through a lot because he's not so impactful that that you really need to get rid of him. Like you kind of prioritize some of the other scarier heroes. Like for example, AA Carrot Morita, which has not been banned. Is Kettle Ketchup listening to the stream again? I wonder. Seems a little. Maybe just did his research, but Unreal's other hero
Silencer's
is going to be banned out now.
Silencer's also really strong.
Yeah, Silencer is an option. Undying's still in the pool, so that could be banned.
I'm surprised that isn't banned.
In the next round by Tasty Tangos.
They're a good silencer, as I suspected. Why, you think Kettle's listening on the stream, Flam?
Maybe. Hey. Probably not. There's a delay on the stream, I believe.
Willow's gone.
All right, more A carrot bans. So we will not be seeing Willow tonight, unfortunately.
So that's three bans on A carrot. Willow, Myrta, and OD both gone. Hero slipped.
All right. This could be a Kettle Jakiro. Normally it's played as a support, but Kettle's had a lot of success with it mid. Seen some fun Windweaker kiting builds with Boots Travel, Windweaker, Plasma.
Yep. Plasma is a very strong item on Jakiro combined with like Hurricane and stuff because Jakiro has attack range. And there's the Witch Doctor that slipped through.
Yeah, pretty consistent. Just throw that on Tiger Eyes. So maybe Gator Undying we see here get banned or picked. Or maybe Gator wants to switch it up. Pick up some other 4. Still not a lot of info. We're just kind of banning out specific players,
Okay,
picking
Winter's
some
gone.
safe supports.
Winter Wyvern's gone, Flam.
Say again?
Winter Wyvern's gone.
Yeah, Wyvern's been banned. Once again, anti-dragon racism prevails.
Although the
And there's
gone too.
the Tinker. Kettle bans his own Tinker? That just feels like a flex.
I'd say it's a flex, yeah. Like, who else is going to play Tinker?
They've let the Weavers slip through, which I think maybe that should have been prioritized more as a ban. I'm curious. Maybe they feel they have the answer to it. Bloodseeker, Bounty Hunter can all be pretty good against Weaver, stop him from kiting.
So can Ricky. Ricky can easily jump Weaver and take out Weaver pretty quick if he gets a hold of him. Just like Smoke Cloud, Disperser.
I find Razor to be pretty good against Weaver too, so that could be another answer if Kettle's trying to think out of the box. Spectre with an Orchid could destroy a Weaver, so we got some options.
Chaos Knight's been banned. So
You're limiting Chemical Zero's pool. I'm feeling like we're going to see an Earthshaker carry from Chemical Zero here. That's my instinct.
Yeah, that's what I feel like too. I feel like Earthshaker's just very strong in this meta. Like a full damage Earthshaker does about almost 4,000 damage. It is disgusting the amount of damage that hero can put out. Okay, we got a Rubik, so that's probably a carrot's Rubik. What do you think, Flam? A carrot Rubik?
Most likely. We don't know for sure until we see the rest of the draft. They could just have it as a flex option. If it ends up Rubik Jakiro mid, that's Rubik versus Jakiro mid, that's pretty fun. Both kind of the support heroes that can flex that mid role. I have seen A-Carrot go this right click build on Rubik, which is still pretty possible.
Yeah,
the
like Rubik before.
The innate that gives damage with Spell Amp. It's pretty nice.
Yeah. I've seen A-Carrot go right click Rubik and get like rampages, so it's
alright, Crispin coming out. Gonna be supporting the team with some nice AoE free mana regeneration. Get a strong ulti, blink ulti combo off. Gotta be careful not to give up strong spells to the Rubik though.
Did you see the two facets that Crystal Maiden got, Flam?
I have not seen the facets. Okay, that'll be Chemical Zero Legion.
When she uses Crystal Nova, she gets a shield. That's a innate for her. In case you didn't know, Flam.
Good to know. I did not know that.
So she's a.
All right, there's the Weaver. No surprise. We're going to see Archer de la Puerta probably playing that. The Jug is a little bit interesting though. Is this Juggernaut in the offlane? Possibly Spoon. Taking Spoon kind of plays that carry from the offlane position. The sniper in the last game. This could be his hero.
I feel like Chemical is going to be Legion.
Definitely. So we won't see the Earthshaker most likely, unless this is offlane Legion, which is possible still.
Yep.
Chemical also likes to run Legion mid sometimes. That's not out of the question.
He does, yeah. I've seen him play Legion mid a few times.
Okay, so that'll be the Kettle Quap mid.
So
Quap feels nice here, I think. She can just blink out of Chronosphere. She can chase Weaver down. Not Chronosphere, sorry, Omni Slash. Strong Orchid Builder if she decides to go that route against Weaver and Juggernaut.
Yeah, Juggernaut would have to buy the spell, a Mantis Style, to get out of the Orchid. But in that case, if you really wanted to kill Juggernaut that badly, you could just bait out his Mantis Style and then sheep stick him and then potentially kill him. What do you think, Flam?
I don't know.
Baiting out his Mantis Style with the Orchid and then sheep sticking him and maybe killing him while he's in the.
It's a big money investment going both Orchid and Hex. I think you might find yourself too low of HP pool if you do that on Quap.
I meant like.
I think Quap probably leaves the Juggernaut kills just to Legion Just a duel should be enough. Dual blade mail, and Quap's kind of like murder the supports and the Weaver.
Yeah.
Really want to kill that Rubik before he steals. I mean, there's so many good spells like Rubik stealing Ice Path. It can be really rough to deal with. Stealing
there's a lot of spells.
the mobility of the blink and like Quap ulti is kind of hard to stop from being stolen.
Spectre.
They do opt for the Spectre against the Weaver.
I think one of the funniest things I think I've seen Flam in terms of Rubik stealing spells was he took Storm Spirit's ulti and he had Crystal Maiden's ult and he got a Rampage.
Yeah, it sounds pretty sick.
I'm just like,
Bat Rider.
Bat Rider is actually pretty good. He's not like a well-known pick, but he is technically good for isolating 1 or 2 people in a team fight if he can grab 2 people and they don't have Lincoln Spheres.
Yeah, I'm somewhat of a Bat Rider specialist myself, so I'm wondering if this is core Bat Rider. It could be Bat Rider mid if A-Carrot is trying to be fancy. It's pretty fun to watch. I think it's really fun to play. I play a lot of Bat Rider mid. But certainly not a usual meta pick right now. I guess we'll see as we load into the game. We don't know yet.
You should tell General about his pick that he plays now. Did you hear about General's pick, Flan?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
He doesn't like he said Pugna's been nerfed so much that he can't play it, so he results to playing Bat Rider.
Yes, there's a finite amount of fun in a game of every game of Dota, and I'm going to have all of
it. Bat Rider.
I am of a similar mind. When I'm playing Bat Rider, only I am having fun in the game, and that's fantastic.
So, at the risk of sounding very similar to our Witchblade Sniper, I've been building Glepnir on Bat Rider.
I don't hate it. You know, the AoE increase is kind of nice. I think maybe it slows down like your blink timing. And
it really does. It really does.
The kiting stuff you need with like Yasha. I like Yasha Kaya, and sometimes there's an argument for Octarine Core. He kind of has like I don't know. I'll have to experiment with it. It seems like it could be bad, but
it depends on the lineup. Like most of the time, right, you fully displace them out, and then you can just root them permanently. It also is really nice, like for holding someone in a position that you want to engage them on. Right now, you can root them, engage, grab, and pull them out. Like it's not like they're going to be able to escape. Like your Queen's of Pain, your Spectres can't escape. It gets you a really good lockdown. It's kind of like it's like the crutch. It's like the crutch that Pudge players have with the Rod of Atos, I would say.
I hate it all. I feel like my insight is always if you need Atos on Pudge, there better be a scenario where there's like an anti-mage. Otherwise, I have lots of complaints about it and that person doesn't know how to aim.
This is the most opinionated I've ever heard you, Tyler.
I'm very.
Please tell me more about your hatred of certain Pudge builds.
I do hate certain Pudge builds because, like, it's very situational. Like, as I said, if you want Atos on Pudge, there better be something that has a lot of ability to get away, like an anti-mage with like a 2-3 second blink or something like that. Then I can see reason to get Atos because you can bait his spell reflect and you can, maybe get on top of him and maybe ult him and maybe bring him down by the time he tries to get away.
Very, very interesting builds conversations heating up over here in the DTX streamer studio. So if you'd like to come in and discuss any of these builds with us, we'll have Tyler over in the Dota 2 channel, and you can discuss exactly why you should build Rod of Atos on every Pudge build. And
God, no.
So
this is A-Carrot mid Bat Rider.
That's very interesting to see. So, but thank you, Tyler. We'll talk to you after the game.
Yeah. I will see you later.
Bye. Oh, I'm very excited to see this this revenge matchup.
I feel honored to see my Bat Rider mid represented in a DTX Turbo game.
Last
I'm
game
curious
as
the
Bat
ops.
Rider. Last game. Did you catch his last game as Bat Rider scorecard?
I did not. How was it?
Like 16-3 or 14-3.
Yeah, that tracks. This hero slaps in turbo. I don't know. A lot of people don't realize the solo kill potential, and also how good Batrider's Aghanim shard is. A lot of people used to make fun of this shard, but that's just because they don't know any better.
Oh, it's insane.
It's
insane.
You can solo kill like anybody in the game with ulti double flame break at level 25. This hero is one of the best level 25 like talent synergies in the game.
Well, it's like
you immediately
you
apply
just get your
4
shard.
stacks of napalm to the enemy, and then in this you get 2 more on them in the space of their like lasso, and they take like 5,000 damage a second. It's nuts. It's a nuts amount of damage.
The amount of people
He's
that
super
just
strong.
also do not respect the amount of damage that several stacks of sticky napalm are. Like 10 stacks? Like it's so easy the number of times I have inexperienced mid players, like at least in my MMR bracket, right? Where they let you build up 9 stacks and then you hit level 2 and you flame break them and you throw them back in and you punish them so severely for their ignorance.
Yeah, Batrider very threatening man. And he has gone the damage movement speed talent soaked. So every time he tosses out that flame break or uses
Tiger Eye's
lasso, he'll
taking
get
a lot of
extra
damage here.
and
Gets the
speed.
coconut out. A-Carrot is also getting some stacks on Kettle here, getting some very early damage, but I don't know it's going to be enough. They do get the first blood. Kettle not respecting the stacks over here. 4 stacks
He
built
doesn't
up.
know.
He doesn't know what's happening. If A-Carrot gets level 2 here, oh, very close to being an absolute disaster already in the mid lane over here. Wands save lives in this matchup, and he's already finished his magic wand, going straight into a bottle.
He has a benefit of the first blood participation. The SS gold does not hurt.
We are very excited to also see the Weaver into the Witch Doctor lane that has absolutely decimated the poor off lane that we've seen in so many of these games tonight.
I do
Coconut
think
Malinick.
Legion Jakiro is pretty good. I mean, duel with Macropyro laid on top of it should be pretty easy kills once that's up, but they have to make it to that point. Uh-oh. There's a little freebie. He does have...
Oh, could he potentially get it? The coconut hits! 1 hit, he's 1 tap! He's 1 tap! 1 tap! Gets
the body
it! Takes
block,
him down!
Tiger.
No! Coconut's going out. The bug is doing some damage. Malinick may pull him down. Oh, everybody's dead. What a
that was
fun match.
clowny.
Oh, man. What a silly
Don't
little
body block.
offlane.
Don't body block your Weaver when they're trying to escape, guys. Feels bad.
Kettle and Carrot, kind of an equilibrium going back and forth between the two of them. They both have a lot of wand charges on here, which is going to be a really deciding factor when they decide to man up.
Yeah, Kettle holding their own pretty well. They're leading in last sets. Easy to do against A-Carrot. He is.
Oh,
Gotta
pushing him
be
back out,
careful.
getting the burn. Ooh, could have potential. A lot of damage coming out right there. Kettle does have the wand charges and is going to get the bottle rune to fill up, but it is going to leave A-Carrot in control of the lane for the last hits. And if we've seen anything from the way A-Carrot plays, it's one of those, like, once I take the lead, I never give it up.
A-Carrot's got level advantage now, too.
I think it's like the 6 is going to be a huge power spike here. Kettle does get both runes, but A-Carrot doesn't really care about it. Matt Ryder doesn't really worry about mana management at this stage in the game, especially against a Quap with a wand.
I think it was a mistake to give up both runes because that's a ton of regen. A lot harder to threaten on Kettle catch up now.
Bottom shoving in very aggressively over here. Rotation coming in, Quap coming in, gets a scream out, immediately shuts down the Weaver.
No duel up yet.
Must have been watching the previous games. Was not going to let Artie get away with the Weaver this game. Top has been pretty silent that we've seen right here. Very, very kind of ebb and flow that we've seen back and forth with these. The Juggernaut is leading in last hits right now. 4 Radiant, 19. Gets the blink out. A-Carrot coming back in. Is going to get the easy kill off on the Crystal Maiden. Chemical Zero is burning over here. He's getting some stacks on. He does have 6. He does have duel ready. He can potentially turn this around. He does not want to go into A-Carrot. He's got 2 stacks. Blows his wand a little early in this lineup. Lasso is up. They are waiting for people to get here. They're going to very easily take him down. Grip goes out. Potentially immediately cancels the duel. Ooh, that is not something you want to see on your carry.
No dual win for the Witch Doctor, though. Counter blessings.
Because everybody knows the right-click Witch Doctor is probably one of the scariest things that you can see from a safe lane.
Already very active rotations from both Queen of Pain and Batrider.
Still very evenly matched games right now.
Yeah. Spectre is not farming, though. Spectre only has 11 last hits. It's pretty rough.
Tiger Eyes goes down for the Crystal Maiden, the 4 for the 5. Chemical Zero coming out with the tips on the Witch Doctor.
Both
They
teams
do
feeling
have
themselves having
sight.
a lot of fun.
Quap coming in. Quap has
Teleporting
boots
in
of
with
travel.
boots of
Can very
travel.
easily. Does he have the scream? Oh, the blink out! Oh no! But he immediately goes back out of the fire and into the frying pan. What an upset!
Actually, really nice read there by Kettle to force the defensive ulti right back into the hands of Legion. So, first dual win of the game, and it's only going to get worse from here with the blink dagger up. Weaver should be dead meat every time he shows. Until he has the Lincolns up.
Batrider finishes Orchid right off the bat, ready to go in and get some rotations with the lasso, which is ready. Could potentially go down on CM as well. Chemical Zero does have the Maledict on, heals up a little bit. Kettle is coming back down. They are way outgunned and way outnumbered. They could potentially get some picks off here. Can Chemical Zero land a duel here?
Duel up in 10. He does have a Lotus to throw.
Weaver does get a little slippery out of there. There's a lot bottom. I think they're just really taking advantage of the Jug to being able to control this entire lane because the entire team is bottom.
Whenever I'm playing Bat, I always wish I'd gone the other facet, no matter which one I pick. Like at this point, I'm like, damn, I wish I had Arson to take this tower really quickly. But you just know if you go Arson, then in the game, you're like, wow, I really wish I had that extra move speed. But he is going to push this down. Kettle is coming in to contest.
Valve, please give us an item where we can buy in the shop that gives us both facets.
Does look like we're going to see a straight Radiance Rush, no boots from Minky in carry position. So
Gives
pretty
them
aggressive.
Very good farming potential too. Like they're playing super aggressive right now. They are leading right now in kills.
Fortunately, tower is denied by Queen of Pain. They have a shield rune. Batrider does have Orchid. It should be able to kill. Yes.
Does get the push out. Crystal Maiden with the save back there. There's no real follow-up from the team. Does get the ult up, pushing him out of the range of the Crystal Maiden there, kind of saving A-Carrot.
So some ultis expended.
Rubik's looking for the pick off of it. He does get it. He does get the Crystal Maiden ultimate. What a pick.
And a Glimmer Cape to use with it too, so gotta be careful fighting against this Rubik here. Should see another duel coming out soon from Legion. Blink Dagger is up. He's gonna look for that Weaver.
How do you think Spoon's gonna build Juggernaut this game?
Plasma, right?
That could be an option. He does get a camp stack as well.
I mean, Jack needs a little extra int. Doesn't hurt. No, he's probably just gonna go the Mjolnir Ags build. It's pretty commonly favored by folks. Seems to be where he's headed.
2 ults are better than 1. They are rotating in on A-Carrot. Kettle has the ability to get in there. They have the duel, instantly delete him. Oh no, they're gonna get punished so hard for this. Chemical Zero is gonna get out of there because he is maledicted, but 2 go down for 1. They lose their Spectre. Unreal's is taught out. Oh no, Chemical could go down for this. The Hunter becomes the hunted. Whoa, what a play. Push to go out. Juggernaut does have the ultimate. He could engage here. Kettle of Ketchup looking for the pick right now. Ult up in 12 seconds can very easily take down most of these heroes.
Huge ulti from the Witch Doctor. A very nice pick off at the start there from Bat, but Witch Doctor stands the ground and with the team play gets a nice response. Gets some counter kills in return and forces Legion and Queen of Pain to back off. So another duel win the way of Legion. Well, starts stacking up here.
Lincoln Sphere completed on Kettle of Ketchup, so now putting himself in a very good position to not get orchided.
Yeah, we were going to be working towards a Lincoln so it doesn't get dueled. We'll see if Bat also opts for one, but looks like Bat going the Parasma build, so unironically.
Absolutely insane.
It's very good on Batrider. And, you know, a little extra armor doesn't hurt against Legion, for sure.
I do feel like the Orchid is a good pickup prior to going the Parasma first. Yeah, it slows down his Blink Dagger just that much more, but, like, having the option...
Yeah,
slow rolling.
Like, it's okay to slow down a little bit, because you don't just rely on the Blink, you know, like with a support Bat.
Oh, the ultimate coming back out to keep from the initiation on the Batrider. Chemical Zero coming down here looking for a pick. They do have a ward for the site here. Looking for a pick.
Game staying relatively slow compared to where it could be with the pacing of the Spectre and the Legion.
I mean, we do.
I would love to see the Spectre participate in dual kills, especially with the Radiance treads up now. So Spectre's farming pretty well, and she can port in on any free duel win and help secure that damage. We are going to see, looks like they're hunting for the Batrider in this top lane.
Engaged, Q goes out, the ult goes out, instantly deleted, Blade Mail working against you.
Yeah, Batrider struggling to survive in this environment. Chemical doing a nice job adding pressure on the Legion, making use of the blink timing very well. We'll see if Archer de la Puerta on the Weaver can make up for maybe some Acreage struggles.
It's the glass cannon on the Batrider. You know, you have so much kill potential, but like you fall apart so quickly. And these rotations from Kettle have kept Artie from really completely running over this game in the bot lane like he has been doing in the last games that we've been watching them.
And Acre just didn't really get a chance to stomp the mid lane because Quack would just blink away from the build-up of the stacks over time. So a little unfortunate. I see what they were going for, but yeah, not quite getting the snowball that you want on Bat. Not getting kills the first couple ultis. Barely even got an ulti off, actually. Always getting pushed away by Quap's ulti, it seems. Quap's Sonic Wave. Another duel ready to go.
And with the...
Now the Ags is up.
So welcome to prison. Blink could go out on Gator here. Gator baits it out. Baits out the Blade Mail right there. What a risky play.
Gator playing super well tonight. Super well. They got to be careful not to relax so much, even after dodging that Legion. Spectre is just farming the jungle freely. And she is going to outcarry Jug in this game, I think. Juggernaut does have Maelstrom up. He is building towards a Manta. But Jug will die to Legion Blink Duel, especially with the dual damage building up. And they don't really have the HP pool to stand up to Spectre's damage reflection passive, the dispersion. Jug's just going to kill himself on her.
Now,
there are spinning or Omni Slashing.
There are some very interesting things that can happen with the Juggernaut too, you know. Like Ethereal Form, Blink Dagger. You know, there's a lot of different things. Initiation going into Tiger Eyes. BKB immediately shredding Chemical Zero. He's going to die for that. Unreals does get it off. Minky's coming back in. They're pushing. There's a lot of damage, but Minky's almost dead from that. That was so much damage. Gator going in, looking for the pick. He gets caught. Kettle of Ketchup coming in, doing so much damage to Spoon. Spoon heals up. coming back in. Silence goes out on the Weaver, cannot re-engage on there. Unreal's coming back in for more. Going back in. Kettle of Ketchup, can he go in? Does he want to engage on Gator over here? Can he potentially get the pick off? There's so many buttons being pressed. Silence goes out on the Juggernaut. A-Carrot is looking for the pick.
He does have Blink after the dagger is stopping it.
I don't think that Kettle wants to repeat the mistakes that he watched BKB Hater engage on these. He respects the ability for them to turn the fights. And then Chemical Zero coming back in. You overextend, you're welcome. A-Carrot's going to turn around. Could go down as well. They're so low on Gator. Could he go down? He does go. Crystal Maiden goes on the ultimate to zip out from the Weaver. Tiger Eyes is here. He's looking. He has the invisibility check. He's going back in. He gets the coconut. Ends the ultimate. Going back in. Does get the scream. Does get the catch. Miki is coming back in. They do have the invisibility, but they're going to potentially get him out of here. They can't get the Crystal Maiden. He's going to go down for that.
Just an endless fight up in this dire triangle. And ultimately, I think nobody really benefits too much in the end. It's that 1K net worth difference. We do see a lot of levels on Kettle of Ketchup as a result of these fights. No dual wins for Legion. Batrider dies to Blade Mail. The Legion Blade Mail is very difficult for Batrider to deal with. Buying Blade Mail is the answer to a Batrider. He does have to stop going after you the moment you pop that, so. Understanding the counter there is nice, and it does get Batrider killed pretty directly. Miki, though, not very happy to pop into that fight and then die. I think he needs his Orchid to stop this Witch Doctor ulti. Witch Doctor's getting too many full duration ultis off. Either that or Duel needs to go out on Witch Doctor, I think.
Or maybe for friends. They look unpopular.
Goes out, gets the pick on the Rubik immediately. I don't think he has enough damage to be able to close this out. Does get the win off, but he's going to pay for it with his life. Into the Witch Doctor ult, into the Batrider. Immediately punished. Does get the dual damage, though, which is significant. Crystal Maiden could potentially go down for this. Unreal's with the save. Tiger Eyes going out on the BKB. He does get slowed. He does throw out the Macro Pyre. Scream is going to go off and throw him back in. Another Ice Path getting in the stuck. A-Carrot's going to go back in, throws him back in. Ult goes out from Tiger Eyes. What a greedy play, doing this right in the Ice Path. You know, the Jakiro could not cancel it because he was stunned. He knew he could get the kill out there. What a terrific read by Tiger in that fight.
Yeah, it's 2 for 1. Dual win, but I'm not sure it's worth it. You take out a support, trade a support for an offlaner. Is that worth 12 damage?
Well, it's level 3 now. It's level 3.
20 damage, isn't it? How much is it?
Oh, let's take a
30 damage. Yes, there we go.
I don't know. That's a full Desolator. Or full
Yeah, you're not wrong. Maybe it's worth it. I think he can have his Blade Mill as well here against the Bat, so he gets
Instantly
another
coming
scary,
back in.
Scary thing.
Punished completely for overextending. That's 90 now.
Octarine Core up, more duels more often, and the dailies will be coming out soon too.
Invis Rune too. He'll have full invisibility to be able to go out and re-engage by the time Duel is coming online. Pops the Lincolns. Lincolns will be back up. I don't think they want to engage on the Duel here. Batrider trying to farm, trying to catch up, get in a good position while they still have the gold lead.
He does have his Blink and BKB up now. Going for a Bloodthorn, so he's going for this solo pick-off build. Gonna have to be quick on the draw to make sure he gets his combo off with the ulti and the shard before Blade Mills are popped, because he will just kill himself if he's not careful. I don't think he can prematurely cancel Lasso, so he will straight up die to his own Lasso on a Blade Mill.
Yeah. And especially, like, it's a reflex as a Batrider. It's like you want to immediately attack the moment you blink, so that way you maximize the plasma damage. Because if they come out of Lasso alive, they have the chance to get out of there.
Spoon does claim the Aegis. They do take a cheeky little Roche in the river.
Spoon just feels
while the
so
Dire is sleeping in the
fragile.
jungle.
He feels so fragile this game, given like the opposing lineup with Chemical Zero on the Legion Commander over here, sitting with like 3k health, and then the Spectre over here just sitting with 2400 as well, with the Blade Mail, the Manta, and the Radiance. Like, just a very, very thick very hard to chew through heroes.
I'm surprised Jug hasn't died more to the Legion. He hasn't really been showing his face much. He's just kind of been farming back in the rear of the jungle. So the problem is you can't duel both Jug and Weaver and Bat at the same time. You have to pick one.
Ooh, Unreal sees Tiger over here. Tiger retreats out. Very greedy, farming high ground in the enemy's triangle. Oh, did
Lincoln's done on Gator as well now.
Chemical Zero apparently dueled an illusion sent out by the Rubik with an illusion rune. Oh, can he bait it out again? I don't think he's going to fall for that trick twice.
I doubt it.
Can he potentially bait out the Juggernaut is the question.
No. Too transparent.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Fool me 3 times, stop building Plasma on Sniper.
I feel like you have a little bit of a bias on the builds here.
I'm horrified by the slowly dawning realization that it might actually be sneakily good.
It's so
and
bad
so I'm
that
posturing. I'm posturing against it unnecessarily strongly. That's the honest answer.
Those heralds, like they play on a different level, dude. Like they're operating off of raw instinct.
They do frost armoring sentry wards to clear camps.
So good.
Came from Herald.
So good, dude.
Oh, that's a quick fight. Uh-oh.
Immediately deletes the Rubik. Tiger Eyes sitting back here looking for an engagement. Kettle of Ketchup sees them. Walks out of vision. A-Carrot has the pick. Yules is going out. Is he going to be able to get the link off in time? BKB's going out. Able to sip out. He's going to go for the main key potentially. Chemical Zero is getting pushed out. There's so much damage going from this Witch Doctor. Holy moly. Spoon goes out with the ultimate. He has the ability to re-engage. Could potentially. He does have Aegis for another minute. I don't think it's going to be enough. Kettle of Ketchup running low on mana. Decides to get out of there. Running down. Overextending.
Yeah, that was not just Witch Doctor. It was in fact Spoon full duration Omni Slash on the 2 people clumped up with the procs of the Maelstrom. It was pretty dirty.
Kettle of Ketchup sitting behind could potentially engage over here. Only hits 1, clears the wave though, and the cart, so they can't really overextend on their stay here in the mid. I don't think they really need it though, because they have so much damage from the Weaver and the Juggernaut. Fortify coming out a little late on that one too. That is very unfortunate. Kettle of Ketchup trying to re-push the lane out, pulling them away from the racks. It seemed to work. Everyone's coming back. Weaver only is able to take one of the racks here. It looks like the backlining and cutting the wave does save them at least one of their racks.
Yeah, some nice wave cutting and just barely dodging the Weaver death sentence. So nice job by Kettle to delay the game a bit with the lost team fight.
Staying very mobile with the boots of travel.
Probably hoping to catch a glimpse of him nude.
Ooh, Chemical Zero getting kited! Does not get the duel off, so does not get punished for that. Does go down for it. Tiger Eyes credited with the kill. This is one
getting real thirsty to keep these duels going, but out there alone without your team to back you up against a Weaver who can kite you, against a Witch Doctor who can dodge your duel with various methods.
Well, Weaver also has a Lincoln Sphere too.
A-Carrot does find the solo pick off as well on the Quab. That's unfortunate. This game's snowballing very quickly out of control. A-Carrot has recovered quite nicely. And a buyback forced from Kettle to defend this high ground.
Could potentially.
Weaver dies too. Oh dear.
The Scream goes out, pushing them back, clearing the wave. Half health on Weaver. Does pop the Lincolns, re-engages Lincolns over here, pops immediately. This could be bad. They are very extended out here. A-Carrot goes in, looking for the pick here, trying to get in, gets silenced on the blink out. Unreals could potentially go down here. It looks like he throws the Macropyre in the wrong direction. Minky is going out with the Blade Mail, eating the full Witch Doctor ult to the face.
Unfortunately, Blade Mail does not reflect damage dealt by Witch Doctor ulti, since it is the entity dealing the damage is the ward itself, so it's not returned to the Witch Doctor himself.
Weaver looking like he's trying to end this right now. They're down on their two main board controllers right now. Kettle and Chemical are up. They could potentially do something here. They don't have the tier 2 up, or they don't have the tier 2 down in the bottom, so they can't potentially go for Mega Creeps here. Teammates are coming up right now. Looks like they're going to retreat. Oh, Spoon could go down here. He's able... Oh, Chemical does not get the duel off, but they do have the BKB going off. The Witch Doctor ult's coming out again. Going down on the Crystal Maiden. Weaver's got BKB up. Immediately kills Chemical Zero. There's only 2 left. There's only 2 left. Minky's trying to get out. The Blade Mail's down. Oh,
yeah, look at
no.
all this damage on Legion if you can't hit people. It's just they're getting so kited. The Witch Doctor cask, just so frustrating to waltz in against.
Weaver trying to go in and just end this. Immediately zips out.
Looks like...
is taking a lot of damage here. Could potentially get punished for it as well. Satanic goes out. Ice Path going to go through the whole duration of the Satanic. It's going out. He does have backtrack to put himself back in a position, but that's diving under the Weaver and under vision. Batrider coming back in a position over here. He does have Lasso up in 20 seconds, but I don't think he needs it. He can pretty much solo fight this. I don't think A-Carrot's going to dive the fountain with this build.
Yeah, it's starting to look like A-Carrot's undefeated streak is going to be perfect tonight. I do not think Kettle will be able to dethrone them. Both T4s down, now the Ancient is exposed, taking damage from the Weaver. Bat chasing in.
Ooh, gonna be the pick-off potentially on the Weaver. Weaver does slip out. BKB up on the CM. A-Carrot's looking for the picks over here. He does get the link off, immediately taking down the Spectre. It's a fight in the fountain. Chemical Zero can't duel someone to bring him back in. Minky is going down. Goes down on 2. Could potentially take off on Tiger's Eyes 2. He goes on the Voodoo Switcheroo, but the Ancient's down! GG all around, everyone. What a game. What a game. I've got to say, though, the amount of times that they got away with the Weaver pick is absolutely insane tonight. It was completely uncontested.
Yeah, I think maybe draft research wasn't happening, or maybe people just weren't away. But yeah, giving what seems to be Arta de la Puerta's strong hero to him repeatedly turns out to be a bad idea. Turns out you need to put a little more draft pressure on him, I think, to get the victory. But A-Carrot playing many different heroes, they prioritize banning him out, and they can't ban out all of his heroes, so there it is.
What an insane game.
I think it's time to bring in Arta de la Puerta to discuss his Weaver.
I think I could not agree with you anymore. So let's bring them up. Let me find them real quick. Do you know which one they are? Is that Kang in the Discord? I'm going to assume so because everyone else is accounted for.
Probably, it's probably them.
Art, how are you doing?
Hello. I'm doing very well.
Congratulations. Like, it looks like you had a completely uncontested night with Weaver.
Yeah, that's what I was talking to a Carrot. He was so scared that I don't know how to count a hero. I'm glad there wasn't something that we had to worry about because no one bans Weaver.
You think if they ban Weaver, do you have any backup heroes that can be a similar level of performance, or are you more of a hero specialist?
So I just picked Weaver because I saw doing a match, like a pro match this morning. Say, wow, this guy playing Weaver support. I can play Weaver carry. So that's what why I decided to pick Weaver. But generally, I don't play carry hero. I was told by a Carrot to play carry.
Well, it seems to be working out for you. You know, you guys were being incredibly aggressive in the safe lane tonight. You know, watching you and the Witch Doctor combo up in 2 of the games tonight was absolutely devastating to most of the lineups in their off lanes.
Yeah, because Witch Doctor is Tiger Eyes, and he's my friend. We've been playing for like, I guess 7 years or so. Or maybe 6 years. We've been playing together for a while, so we kind of understand each other. very easily.
You definitely feel that synergy. Your team in general performed very well. What do you think was the key to your success? Was it just A Carrot commanding for the mid lane? Was it the drafts? Why were you so successful?
I would say it's all a carrot because if you see our chat during the pick, we just like, I mean, personally, I just panic over their mid pick because the mid is gonna be like the one that shut everyone's down, and you see in the match, Queen of Band, came down bottom lane, like killed me like 3-4 times. That wasn't fun. So that's what I was worried about. But I'm happy that it didn't turn out too bad.
Well, congratulations. So, but thank you for joining us up here. We look forward to seeing you next week.
Hopefully.
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to send you back down to the Dota chat.
And congratulations.
Thank you.
Take care.
Well, Flam, thank you for joining me tonight. Congratulations, Team A Carrot. When we get you guys next week and you join in with us, we can have an update on the points bracket for the league. And then I'm hoping that we will actually have a small highlights reel from the last 3 events that we can look at some of the cool events and some of the cool plays that we've been talking about amongst ourselves that we'd love to share with you guys.
All right, Galix, good night. Thanks for co-casting with me. I really enjoyed it. And we'll see you all next week at the Sunday Night Turbo